If you want to send us any comments or suggestions, remember our email, harborsidechat, that's harborsidechat@centralbankbahamas.com. So thank you, and we look forward to seeing you during our next episode.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paisol Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty. At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
It's Thursday, June 19th, and you're watching What's Trending, the show you pull up to for the latest trends and hottest news. I'm Anthea Ferguson, bringing you the fashion, food, fitness, and of course, what's trending on social media. This is the ultimate destination for all things lifestyle and entertainment. Well, coming up in today's show, we'll unpack the hottest destinations this season. Think Europe's hidden gems, some lesser-known Greek isles, and cool locations to beat the heat. We're giving you insider tips on where to go this summer and why. And what do Louis Vuitton, viral plush monsters, and a $1.6 billion payday have in common? We're diving into the Labubu craze that turned a Chinese toy maker into a billionaire overnight, and why collectors can't get enough of these mystery box must-haves. Then we'll close the show picking up the Perfume Bar's latest fragrance offerings, giving you exclusive scent recommendations just in time for summer, along with special deals you won't want to miss. Don't go anywhere. Each segment delivers expert insights, real-world value, and a touch of luxury. It all starts right after the break.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass it along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training's National Report Card Day is Thursday, June 19th, 2025, between the hours of 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. All parents are urged to collect their children's report card during this time.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
You what?
He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I ain't got nothing to do. Been the time saying now on to independence.
Well, he doesn't just pick destinations, he curates transformative journeys for groups craving connection, culture, and adventure. Today, we sit down with a world-traveling trip architect, Earl McPhee, who's turning wanderlust into shared experiences on the trail and across continents. Let's explore where's trending and where you should be heading this summer. Welcome to What's Trending, Earl.
Thank you so much.
So it's summertime, and I'm sure the summer group chats are going about where are we going this summer. Talk to me about the trending destinations this year.
Well, particularly for Bahamians, there's a great demand for Dubai.
Yes.
Everybody seemed to be attracted to this destination. And one of the reasons is the fact that it has a lot of activities, very interesting activities. It's very safe, particularly women prefer a destination. One of the first criteria is the destination safe.
Right.
So those two facts is very important for travel, and Dubai has it all.
Yeah.
Good shopping,
Yes.
great food, and a lot of attractions.
And I know you and I were talking off camera about some of our similar travel experiences, and
Yes.
Dubai is one of them, and it is top of the list for me in terms of places to go. When you talk about the safety, even for solo travelers,
Exactly.
it's worth mentioning that, yes, Dubai is a pretty safe place. You know, you feel comfortable there. So talk to me about your travel company, Let's Go Travel. What made you start it? And tell me all about who's involved and where do you go?
Okay. Firstly, I was a director at the Ministry of Tourism, and my responsibility was to be the key persons for all of the organizations that the Ministry of Tourism is affiliated with. So a lot of the conferences I had to represent the Bahamas. And I retired 3 years ago, so I just moved into starting my own business. And one of the things I always say, it's let's go travel.
Let's go.
Let's see the world.
Yes.
My company opened the windows of the world to you. So in terms of cuisines, in terms of sightseeing, what we do is we encompass the entire experience. All I ask of my clients is to get your suitcase. Once you get a package deal with Let's Go Travel, air is included, accommodation, sightseeing tours, everything is included. So all you need to do is get your suitcase, get to the aircraft, and
let's go.
Yes, and let's go travel.
So you talk about travel to Dubai. What about places in Africa and Asia? Where are you seeing people going this year?
Well, what I find is, particularly for mature audience and mature travelers, people want to go to Africa, for example.
Yes.
I know a number of persons going to Ghana, trying to identify to see if...
Go back home, they say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I've done a number of tours. In fact, next month, I have a group going to Kenya, Tanzania, and Zanzibar. Now, why next month? A lot of people have heard about the Great Migration.
Yes, the safaris, and you get to see the zebras.
It's an amazing experience to see all of the animals in unison, moving in one direction.
Yes.
You have the zebras, you have the wildebeest. It's an amazing experience. I was there with a group in 2023, and I got so much requests for another one, so I'm doing it next month.
Yeah, nice.
Yes.
I did Kenya in 2024, January, with my family, and it was one of the most amazing experiences. My daughter, who's 5 now, she was 3 at the time. She still talks about that trip to this day. It was so great. Now, we didn't see the Great Migration, but we did go to a couple of safaris. We saw Mount Kilimanjaro, and so it was such a beautiful time. Yeah, so I'm so happy to see that Bahamians are spreading their wings, literally and figuratively, right? And like going to places where they never probably wanted to go, because, you know, some people say the flights are too long. I ain't trying to be on no plane that long.
It's all a part of the experience.
Exactly.
Have you tried Southern Africa?
No, not as yet. I've done mostly West, and I did Ghana in 2019, but I want to go down to the South.
Yes, I'm doing one next year, October, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Botswana.
Nice. Sounds like something I need to be a part of. But talk to me a little bit about group travel, because a lot of people don't like to go with a big group. You know, when you think about going with people who you may not know, people who you may not have met before, like, what's the #1 rule for traveling with a big group?
Well, first of all, with my group, I don't like more than 15, 20 the max.
Okay.
Because you want that personal, I want to deal with one-on-one with all of my clients.
Yes.
And satisfy their needs. So you have to, I find out, in fact, that persons who first experience going in a group, persons who they are not aware of or they don't know, in the completion, when they're finished with it, they become a family.
Best friends,
Best of
right?
friends.
Yeah.
I usually develop a group chat. And even after the trip is completed, people still communicate with each other
nice.
in a group chat. So it is, you take a chance, and most of the persons who come, they might come with a friend. And so they have that friend, and then they meet others, and everybody come together and really become almost like a family.
Yeah. So what group trip are you most proud of? And what was the specific moment from it that inspires you to this day?
There's so many. I just came back from a Rhine River cruise where we flew out of Miami into Amsterdam and then went on the cruise ship. We went to France, Germany, and ended up in Basel, Switzerland. That group, I think, connected so quickly. Everybody looked out for each other.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to invite my brother, who lives in California, and he's never been to Europe before.
Wow.
I normally don't stay with, in my accommodation that is, I normally don't have a roommate, but I had a roommate with him.
Nice.
And it was quite an experience. That was completely different. He moved to California 40 years ago.
Wow.
And so I didn't have that opportunity to really roam. It reminded me of when we were much younger. So that was a special experience for me.
So talk to me about the top 3 characters you see on all of your group trips. You know, sometimes you have the planner, you have the person who's overly prepared, then you have that person who is just laid back. They don't really want to do the group itinerary. They want to stay and lounge by the spa. And then you may have somebody who's like more adventure driven, like the 3 people you see on every single group trip.
Well, I see the adventurous person. In fact, I have a gentleman who is 80 and he's been on about 4 of my trips. And as soon as he arrived at the hotel, he's the first one to leave and go out. He's exploring. I also find quite a bit of the person who sometimes we have to continue. We have, like, for example, we would have a tour for 9 in the morning. And I would tell everybody 8:45 in the lobby. There are that one person who we always have to wait 10 past 9, 15 past 9.
You know, you're still dealing with Bahamians, eh?
Even though we have a chat group and we would say, and we double check, they would still, you would always find that one person
just always late.
Always late.
Yes.
I had an experience with a young lady. I hope she's watching. She did it twice. And so it's very unfair for the group where everybody's there on time.
Now you gotta wait on this person.
So what I've now find, what I normally do now, I give them 2 opportunities. The person, one person, 2 opportunities. The third time, which I did, I told the guide and the bus driver, please, let's go.
Oh boy, let's go travel, really, let's go.
And that person, we had a 2-week tour. That person was, after that experience,
never again, right?
Never again.
Thank you so much, Earl. Well, this summer is your chance to explore hidden gems and craft meaningful experiences. Earl, thank you so much for joining us. And be sure to check out Earl's page if you want to join that trip. Well, coming up after a news segment called Economics. Stay tuned to have more details.
Diet-friendly special.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Welcome to Economics, presented by Sand Dollar, your go-to series for smart, practical financial insights that empower you and your community, from boosting financial awareness to unlocking business resources and championing sustainable growth. Each episode aligns with Sand Dollar's mission: accessible, effective economic empowerment. Your bank account growing by $1.6 billion in a day. That's billion with a B. This was the reality for 38-year-old Chinese toy maker Wang Ning after sales for his uber-popular Labubu toys skyrocketed recently. Ning, the founder of Pop Mart, is now China's 10th richest man, clocking a net worth of $22.7 billion. The dolls are causing a frenzy on social media and are sold in sealed blind boxes, meaning buyers don't know which character they'll get. The surprise factor has helped the toy gain a mythical cult following. So popular, celebrities are even wearing them on their Louis, Gucci, Prada, and Birkin handbags. Blind toy boxes typically range from $15 to $30. Standard Labubus can range from $50 to $150, with collectibles exceeding $200. And for you Lakers fans out there, here's a story for you. The team's longtime owners, the Buss family, has sold a majority ownership to Mark Walter, CEO and chairman of TWG Global, for a franchise valuation of approximately $10 billion, the highest ever for a U.S. professional sports franchise. The Buss family will keep a minority share of the team, just over 15%, while Jeannie Buss will remain the Lakers' governor and continue to run the team for an unspecified number of years. Reports say Walter and TWG Global also have interest in multiple professional sports organizations, including the Los Angeles Dodgers and Los Angeles Sparks. The Buss family has owned the Lakers since 1979, when Jerry Buss purchased the franchise from Jack Kent Cook in a $67.5 million transaction.
For us at the Myers Group of restaurants, we found that we have a pretty large portion of our employment pool that had difficulty getting bank accounts.
The issue we had previously was just getting cash, getting funds on the island. And with only one working ATM, the idea of the Sand Dollar just in being digital, and everybody has a smartphone nowadays, it actually worked into our favor.
The Sand Dollar was like a godsend because it allowed us to add it to our payroll system, which means we're able to send their money to the Sand Dollar wallet.
It's still a bank transfer because you get an account number. So from the employer side of things, all I have to do is send your funds just as usual.
It opens up our pool for us to be able to hire some of the people that we couldn't hire before because they were unable to open bank accounts. This has been a really good solution.
Diet-friendly special.
Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training's National Report Card Day is Thursday, June 19th, 2025, between the hours of 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. All parents are urged to collect their children's report card during this time.
Well, hello there, fragrance enthusiasts. Today, we're elevating your scent game with a curated selection of perfumes that are promised to captivate and charm. From the vibrant allure of Valentino's Born in Roma Coral Fantasy to the refreshing notes of Coach's latest offerings and the timeless elegance of Mont Blanc, we've got a fragrance for every personality and occasion. Joining us in the studio today is Devon Stewart, Assistant Store Manager at the Perfume Bar, here to guide us through these exquisite scents and share tips on how to choose the perfect fragrance. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So everything already smells so good. We haven't even opened a bottle as yet. So talk to me about some of the trending scents and notes we're looking for this summer.
Well, the trending scents you're looking for right now is basically something fruity, okay, something floral, all right? Now, those they're top sellers and everybody loves them.
So why fruity, why floral? Like, you know, you feel summer, you feel beachy, you're going out, you know, on a nice drive one day. You don't really want to feel heavy and weighed down with the scents, right?
No.
That's how I felt this morning when I was getting ready. I kind of reached more for like my mist and my kind of sprays, my lighter sprays during the summer months.
Right.
So talk to me about what you have here. So let's start over here to my right with the Valentino.
Yes, so I have there the Valentino Coral Fantasy. And I have, it's a beautiful scent, it's fruity. All right, it has a little bit of musk inside of it, and it is beautiful. Very nice for the summer.
So who's the girl that would wear this one?
Well, you know what?
This is good.
Yeah. Valentino Coral Fantasy, everybody loves it. It don't have an age.
Yes, yes.
It's very nice, and like I say, it's perfect for summer.
So she's a girl's girl.
She's a girly's girl.
I have the Donna, I think it's called the Valentino Donna.
Valentino Donna.
But this one is much lighter, more refreshing, and very summer inspired. I agree. And what about our guy?
Now,
what is he
our
wearing?
guy there, now that is a beautiful one. That one there has a little bit of musk inside of it. It has a little spice also to it. So any guy would absolutely love it. And they can wear it day or night.
Yes, this is really good and not too heavy.
Not too heavy.
Sometimes some men's fragrances are heavy. They're a little bit monotonous sometimes in scent.
Right.
But this one is nice, fresh. I get like water hints. I don't know why I'm saying water. A little bit of coconut maybe.
Yeah, well that there, maybe you're probably smelling like the little spice inside of it.
Yes, it's really good. And let's move now to our Coach. What do we have with Coach this summer?
Now Coach there, we have the Coach Moonlight. That is absolutely beautiful. That's also a fruity floral scent. And that is perfect. Perfect for the summer. Also something like that, you can wear that day and night.
Yes, that's really nice. It smells very like plum. I get like plum notes or something down there.
It's beautiful.
And what about our Coach guy? What is he wearing?
Well, the Coach guy also, now that one is Coach Green. Now something like that is nice and it's not heavy. It's nice and soft, you know. He also could wear that day and night. Yeah. And it don't have an age bracket on it, you know, and it's perfect also for summer.
I like that you keep saying these don't have age brackets.
They don't have age bracket, no.
So talk to me about age and fragrances and how sometimes people associate a certain scent with a certain age.
They do. You know, plenty of people think that, okay, because different fragrances had so many like strong notes and stuff, but this year, these are, anybody can wear them.
So let's move now over to the Mont Blanc, right? And this is more of a luxury brand, I'd say.
Mont Blanc is beautiful.
Yes.
Very nice. Now, I have the Mont Blanc Platinum. Now, something like that has a little bit of spice inside of it. That also have that, like, that cedarwood, all right?
Yes.
And that is a fragrance what is, like, anybody's worth staring. Okay, would absolutely love it.
This is the male one.
That's the male.
You know, I would wear this. I actually one time ago was really interested in wearing like male scent to myself.
Right.
I just like sometimes that some of them, even though they're powerful, they're still very soft. And so, you know, being a woman, you kind of want to have that power when you walk into the room. So I like this. I like this for me.
It's very nice. And it's, you know, it's for that guy with like that adventure. That little spice going on, you know? A guy who don't mind just putting on, you know, going on a bicycle and just going hiking.
Smells like he likes the water as well. Maybe a jet ski or something.
He absolutely do.
And what about our Mont Blanc lady?
Well, the Mont Blanc lady, that's also for a sophisticated lady. You understand? But don't mind the trail after him when he goes on these nice hikes.
She's good. I like her. Very vanilla.
It has vanilla inside of it. And it also has a little sage inside of it. Yeah.
So do you have any deals happening this summer?
Well, we do. Well, every month we have a promotion inside the store. Okay, so right now, you buy one, you get the next one at 15% off.
Okay.
And that is going to run throughout the month.
And what about gift sets? Do these come in gift sets that we can get?
Yes, well, right now we have inside the gift set, we have the Mont Blancs inside the gift set here. And we also have inside the gift set the Coach.
Okay, nice.
So it's inside stores right now.
So where are your locations? Where can we find you? Because everything here smells really good, and I really think I come in to get this Coral Fantasy.
Listen, I don't blame you, okay? We are on Madeira Street, Palmdale. We're right across from Modernistic Gardens, and we open up from 9 to 5.
All right. Well, the studio sure smells really good right now. What a sensory journey. Thanks so much to Devin for sharing these enchanting scents and your expert insights. Well, stick around. There's more after the break.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Just what is it that you want to do? And we want to have a good time. We want to be free to do what we want to do.
Your home is your sanctuary. The last thing you need to worry about is rodents. Once they enter your property, they can be tough to get out. If you're concerned about rodents, call Rent-A-Kill Initial. We offer the latest, most effective treatment for safe, fast, and long-lasting results. From prevention to elimination, our integrated approach guarantees protection. For rodent control you can trust, there's only one name in the Bahamas. Rent-A-Kill Initial.
The thought of colon cancer never really crossed my mind until 2019, when a very good friend of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I was shocked. Everybody was shocked because he was the picture of perfect health. He was young, athletic, successful, and full of life. Many of us are still in disbelief. I started to question my own health because if it happened to him, surely it could happen to me. Then came the fear, the anxiety, and everything else in between. Facing your own mortality is very sobering. But for me, I decided right then to have a colonoscopy, and I'm glad I did.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer diagnosed in Bahamian men and women. Fortunately, almost all colon cancers are preventable. A colonoscopy or some other appropriate form of colon cancer screening is recommended for everyone over the age of 45. During a colonoscopy, we can detect and remove colon polyps that may grow and later become colon cancers. Don't wait until you develop symptoms, such as blood in your stool, abdominal pain, a significant change in your bowel habits, or unintentional weight loss. These may all be indications of a severe problem that requires immediate attention. If you're over the age of 45 or have any of those symptoms, talk to your doctor about the benefits of colon cancer screening today.
And And that's what's trending this week. Be sure to catch up with us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. We'll see you right back here on Monday at 6 p.m. for more lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. I'm Anthea Ferguson. Have a great weekend.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. Glowing reviews for the Minister for Grand Bahama by the Prime Minister. Also, thousands of public servants set to get an increase in pay. And $1 million in maintenance fees for the International Bazaar owners officially settled. We have the details.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, in his final contribution to the budget debate, Prime Minister Philip Davis took a moment to commend members of his administration for their work across various portfolios, with special applause for the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, recognizing her for what he calls one of the toughest assignments in government. The Prime Minister credited Moxie for her role in the ongoing restoration of an island long plagued by disasters and economic hardships. More details in tonight's top story.
Now, when I think of what it means to turn a corner, to recover, not just in numbers, but in spirit, I think of Grand Bahama. And when I think of what it means to lead that kind of recovery with vision, focus, and heart, I think of the member for Pine Ridge, the minister.
Praises from the Prime Minister for the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, who, according to the nation's leader, has taken on one of the toughest assignments in government, restoring the island of Grand Bahama.
She didn't just call for recovery, she built it. From the first day in office, she focused on getting people back on their feet through the beautiful Grand Bahama program. Over 500 people found employment. She's launched micro grants to empower creatives and innovators.
From the launch of initiatives like Restoration Village, which offers transitional housing for displaced families, the Prime Minister says Minister Moxie has been providing wraparound support to the people of Grand Bahama.
And under her leadership, Grand Bahama is rising again. Over $3 billion in investments are now underway or completed.
Once home to some 60,000 residents, the island's population had declined to 47,000. But with the wave of investments now underway under Minister Moxie's leadership, the Prime Minister says Grand Bahamians are finally returning home.
I ran into one or two Grand Bahamians the other day. And they tell me they're having traffic problems in Grand Bahama. They say they're having traffic jams.
The Prime Minister also applauding Minister Moxie for her creation of CoLab, a model public service initiative designed to meet people where they are, offering job training, grant opportunities, NGO partnerships, and support for entrepreneurs.
The member for Pine Ridge is expanding opportunity the way it should be done, from the inside out, from the ground up. That's right. And I'm proud to work and help her to deliver the future that Grand Bahama's waited for so long to see, and they soon will see. Amen.
Well, the Davis-led administration making history by signing more labor agreements than any other labor minister in the history of the country. But more good news coming during the budget 2025-2026 debate, as the Minister of Labor, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, highlighted a public service salary increase that will impact thousands of civil servants by the end of June. Our Matthew Martin Burrow shares more details in this report.
The Davis administration is the fix-it administration. All of the problems that existed that everyone looked the other way on or were too intimidated to address, we made them our priorities to solve.
Great and long-awaited news for public servants was announced by the Minister of Labor, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, during her contribution to the 2025-2026 budget debate. Over 2,000 mid-level employees will see an increase in salary by the end of June.
At the end of this process, all public servants will feel the impact of a meaningful increase of 2 to 8% added to your salaries, in addition to any lump sum payments received. In June alone, that amounts to over $6 million in payments to public servants.
The Labor Minister provided clarity on how the receiving public servants may notice their compensatory increase.
That means that a lump sum payment will be made to the account of our public servants for a retroactive period, and then on a monthly basis, your new salary will be reflected moving forward.
The Minister of Labor noted in her address the two-phase salary incrementation is another definition of the Davis administration's mission to continue improving the lives of existing, incoming, and future public servants. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Thanks, Matthew. Well, in other news, the $1 million in outstanding maintenance fees owed by the owners of the International Bazaar has officially been settled. This announcement was made by the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, during her budget communication. The minister also confirming the acquisition efforts for the site has begun. Once a vibrant commercial hub, the dilapidated structure has long been considered an eyesore. However, Minister Moxie expressing optimism in Parliament, highlighting that the upcoming establishment of the Afro-Caribbean Marketplace and Logistics Center is poised to be a transformative development.
We began the process of the acquisition of the Bazaar and Royal Oasis, which, of course, has its long history of multiple owners and city management-related issues. But we knew that this project could be the only way to kill two birds with one stone, create something special, and revitalize the area. What we are embarking on is a game changer.
The Afro-Caribbean Marketplace and Logistics Center is set to include exhibition pavilions representing all 55 African nations, 20 Caribbean countries, and the 16 islands of the Bahamas. The initiative gained momentum during the 31st annual general meeting of the Afri-Exim Bank held in New Providence in June 2023. There, the government of the Bahamas signed a $1.8 million agreement to support the initial phase of the projected development and planning, with a focus on economic growth and increased air and sea arrivals. Minister Moxie emphasized that the project is poised to transform Grand Bahama into a major center for trade and cultural exchange between Africa, the Caribbean, and the Bahamas.
Enhance the Bahamas' strategic position in global maritime networks, foster economic growth, create jobs, and strengthen ties between Africa and the Caribbean nations. The establishment of the Afro-Caribbean Marketplace and Logistics Center on Grand Bahama will serve as a catalyst for regional economic integration, cultural promotion, infrastructural development, and sustainable growth, benefiting, again, not just Grand Bahama, but the entire Bahamas.
Meantime, the push to attract fresh investments to the city of Freeport is gaining more ground. Grand Bahama Port Authority officials recently returned from an investment promotion trip to Washington, D.C. In tonight's City in Motion series, the Chief Investment Officer shares key details from that visit, noting that investor interest is not only high, but growing.
Based on the momentum that we currently have, there's a buzz out there about Grand Bahama and what's happening in Freeport.
With $3 billion in investments now in motion, the question is no longer if more money is coming to the city of Freeport. It's when, and by all indications, that time is now.
People are interested in finding out what sort of investment opportunities we can tap into. How can we benefit from all of the different investments that are taking place in Freeport?
Still, while investor confidence is high, GBPA officials say they're not sitting back and waiting. Chief Investment Officer Derek Newbold is constantly on the move, most recently returning from Washington, D.C., where he engaged with key stakeholders.
And I can tell you that the interest level is extremely high. I think one of the things I was most encouraged by was the interest level from not just the business community in Washington, but also from the diaspora. we want to invite them to be a part of this growth that's taken place. If you're not able to return home or relocate home and take a professional post based on your experience and qualifications, then certainly we want you to invest there, be a part of the growth.
Newbold says that trip has already sparked significant interest across a number of sectors.
There's a lot of interest in real estate. Persons are interested in developing boutique hotels, developing rental properties, housing communities or developments. There's also a lot of interest in renewable energy projects as well. So those are some of the key areas. We also have a lot of interest in aviation. People looking at the logistics sector, wanting to get into air cargo, sea and air distribution, some light assembly.
But securing attention is only the beginning. Sustaining it, officials say, is now a top priority. And to do that, the GBPA will continue its aggressive investment promotion efforts, both at home and abroad.
We will also continue to showcase all of the different opportunities that we have to offer here in terms of showcasing our licensees.
So the next time you talk about Freeport, remember to say it's a city in motion. Well, 35 traffic fatalities have been recorded for the year so far, the majority of those being on New Providence and Eleuthera. Minister of Energy and Transport, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, during her budget communication, says road safety must be a priority for the Road Traffic Department. She adds that her ministry is taking concrete steps to address the problem.
We've installed safety awareness billboards throughout New Providence and the Family Islands, with more to come. In conjunction with a variety of Bahamian personalities, we have released several video messages on road safety and increased our engagement with schools, especially high schools, on road safety. In partnership with R. and Bailey High School, we created a road safety music jingle, which will play on TV and radio stations. And through the creative skills of Miss Sasha Rose, a teacher at R. and Bailey High School, we caused the design of a road safety mascot.
I was there, yes.
Colby Davis adds her ministry will partner with the Ministry of Education to vet crossing guards, also detailing that in the past 2 years, more than 15,700 learner permits have been issued, with more than 80% granted to high school and college students.
To promote a deeper awareness of road safety, the ministry, in conjunction with the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Education, and Technical and Vocational Training, Road Traffic Department, Royal Bahamas Police Force, and other supporting partners will pilot a future safe driver education program during this budget period. Through this program, students between the ages of 15 and 17 years will be exposed to drive-in simulators lessons that replicate the driving experience in the Bahamas, inclusive of roundabouts.
And still to come.
The second annual Food Truck Festival is just days away. Stay tuned for the details of that story, sports, and more when we return.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Grace Bible Fellowship Church invites you to Conference 2025, The King is Coming. Join host pastor Reverend John R. Swain June 24th to 28th for nightly workshops and Saturday sessions, then celebrate the 38th anniversary service Sunday, June 29th at 11 a.m. with guest speaker Dr. Paul Cannings. Keep the trend trending with Bevel's Air Conditioning and Refrigeration. Inverter units in Freon at unbeatable bonded and duty-paid prices while supplies last. Cash sale only at number 3 Milton Street. Call 602-5467. Come and be blessed at the New Life Worship Center in Freeport, Grand Bahama, where Bishop Simeon Ouden is the senior pastor. Services are on Sunday at 9 a.m. and Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Come and experience a time of praise and worship in the Word.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. In news from the crime beat, police officers attached to the rapid response confiscated 2 firearms, a quantity of ammunition, and suspected illegal drugs at a residence in the area of Sunridge Road on Thursday, June 19th. Initial reports revealed that it was shortly after 1 a.m. officers proceeded to a home on Sunridge Road where they executed a search warrant. After searching the exterior of the property, they discovered and confiscated 2 firearms, ammunition, and a quantity of suspected marijuana and cocaine. No arrests were made in connection to this matter. However, the weight and value of the suspected illegal drugs are unknown at this time. Investigations continue. Well, Tino Beach is set to come alive as the Ministry of Tourism gears up for the 2nd annual Food Truck Festival. Officials say the event will be nothing short of spectacular, boasting live entertainment, a burst of flavors from over 16 food trucks, and fun activities for the kids.
The Ministry of Tourism is excited to announce our 2nd annual Food Truck Festival, slated for June 21st on the grounds of Tino Beach Park from 1 to 9 p.m. You can expect a day filled with fun, food, a kiddies corner, as well as live entertainment by the Top Tier Band and the Deep South Island Boys Band. There will also be free bus transportation for all of the visitors here on the island from the hotels.
Major sponsors for the event include the Grand Bahama Power Company and Lucaya Service Company. Officials sharing their excitement to be part of the event for the 2nd time around, noting that it showcases the beauty of Bahamian culture through food and community.
We believe that this is a prime example of how local initiatives can not only create opportunity, but also drive a circular economy within our communities. So we applaud the organizers for their vision and their innovation, and we are so happy to be a part of the journey.
We are looking forward to this event. We are looking forward from people swinging from the chandeliers as they taste the food, and we are looking for those individuals to just come out with their family, with their loved ones, you know, spend some time, spend some money.
Well, during their activities leading up to Labor Day, the Coalition of Labor Northern Region honored 3 members from each of the trade union congresses around the country. Charlize Ellis, Latoya Cartwright-Jones, and Reverend Michael Pender were all recognized for their tireless work as union leaders. Chairman of the organizing committee, Sandra Major, commending the honorees who continue in the fight for equality here in the Northern Region, while the honorees share on their gratitude for the honor and their dedication to better employee-employer relations.
We've seen the growth that's happening in Grand Bahama, and the union leaders in Grand Bahama Northern Division would like to be a part of that growth.
One thing about the Grand Bahama, the northern area, it's not so much combating and fighting, it's just wanting the rights to be equal to the things that they see in Nassau and wanting to have liberty and advancement like you would in Nassau.
Also receiving special recognition as a community leader was Pastor Eddie Victor, while the Grand Bahama Port Authority was honored for their dedicated vision in sustaining employer-employee relations.
We're incredibly grateful and honored, proud, and humbled, really. It's lovely when you feel appreciated, and we like to return that appreciation 100-fold.
I appreciate every single person within our group of companies, and I think people could feel that. So once you love them, you listen to them, and you learn from them, you create a very powerful working atmosphere.
No organization, no group can exist without people. A government can't exist without people. So people become the most valuable part of any group, organization, or country.
Look at stories making news. Jay, tell us what's happening in sports.
Yes, Ramiko, I'm coming to you live at the Mara Baseball Park right off Queens Highway for the Grand Bahama Port Authority Bahamas Baseball Association opening day of the Junior National Championships. Some 30 teams throughout the Bahamas all competing between today and Sunday. We'll have more with sports right after this break.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk-Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. We're bringing you sports live today at the Mara Baseball Park for this year's Andre Rogers Junior National Baseball Championships, where some 30 teams throughout the Bahamas will be in competition. I have with me, joining me, Theodore Sweden, the Secretary General of the Bahamas Baseball Association. It's good to be back in Grand Bahama. A lot of work went into this year's Nationals. What have you been seeing so far on day one?
Well, this is an exciting day for us. We got started right at 2 o'clock today with our coach pitch game, and then we moved into the other division. We got coach pitch, 11, 12, 9, 10, and then the 14U. This is what it's all about. Over the last 2 weekends, we've had almost 40 teams playing baseball in this country. 242s, where is that? But it's just an awesome time to be here in Grand Bahama to host the Junior Nationals, where we have teams from Abaco, we got teams from Long Island, they're back again, and we got the powerhouses out of New Providence, JBLN and Freedom Farm, and then you got Grand Bahama Legacy and the two other Grand Bahama teams, Grand Bahama Little League here, fighting for their gold medals on Sunday, man. It's awesome.
It's going to be baseball all weekend, beginning as early as 8 a.m., I believe, through the night to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and championships on Sunday. How does it work as far as championship? How do teams qualify for the championship medal game?
Well, we got the round robins. We got 9 teams in the 12U division, so we had to split the 12U division into 2 divisions. So the 2 best teams that come out of each division will play for the gold medal on Sunday, and then all of the other divisions, they play a round robin format, and then they will have the gold medal games on Sunday morning, and then the bronze medal Sunday morning as well, and then everybody go back. But we get started tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, so we're asking all the ground baymen, come out here, cheer on your team. Cheer them on to victory. Those New Providence teams are coming here to take the gold back. Don't let it go back. Keep it here in Grand Bahama, man.
Right on the field right now, to your right is a 14U game. Grand Bahama Little League taking on a team out of Abaco and Cooperstown. Also, as far as Sunday, Theodore, I know last year there was an incident where there was rain delay. What happens in the event if there's a rain delay on Sunday? What happens as far as the teams making it to championship?
So what we're planning to do with that, if that occurs again, the 2 teams, if it's 2 New Providence teams that make it to the championship gold medal, then we'll play that gold medal in New Providence. If it's 2 teams on the Grand Bahama, we play that medal round in after the following day, which is a Monday or Tuesday, to make sure that we have a game to decide who wins the medals. So we've made our decisions on that, and we've tried to make sure we correct that.
There you have it, Theodore Sweden, Secretary General of the Bahamas Baseball Association. Again, we're live at the Mara Baseball Park for this year's 2025 Grand Bahama Port Authority Junior Baseball Nationals. Will be here all night. And that's it for sports, ladies and gents. I'll be here all night. Back to you guys. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Come with us this June as ZNS Northern Service takes you on a journey to one of the most captivating islands in the Bahamas. And even the crystal waters of Ocean Key, we're showing you the best. Plus, an exclusive look at luxury and excitement at Resorts World Bimini. Join us on June 23rd through the 27th for news and daily shows live right here from Resorts World Bimini. Bimini awaits.
Welcome to the Party Parlor Supply and Rental. At the Party Parlor, we provide a variety of party themes for your birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, baby showers, gender reveals, any occasion. If you're celebrating it, we have something for it. We also provide customization services for your party favors, shirts, tumblers, and much more. For persons in the creative industry, such as your bakers, we carry fondant, sprinkles, chocolates, flavoring. For crafters, we have your vinyls, your transfer papers, sublimation papers, and your blanks. For event planners, we have your chair covers, your tablecloth, napkins. For any other needs, you can call us at 809-2272. Remember, if you have something to celebrate, we have something for it.
The Fluid Factory and the Rhythm 102.7 FM brings it to you. The Reunion 3, the mega old school party. Saturday, June 28th. Performing live. Bahamas is the one you know and love. The hitmaker Tanya Stevens.
Yo, Freeport, this is the girl Tanya Stevens inviting you to join me for the Reunion 3. And it's at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Yo, I want the boom box. Love the way you have the boom stuff.
Oh, yes. Tanya Stevens live. Doing all her hits at the Reunion 3. Saturday, June 28th at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Get your early bird tickets now. This one will sell out. Tickets are $60 VIP, $100 platinum, table $650, skybox $2,800. Act like you know with Tanya Stevens performing live. Saturday, June 28th at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. Gates open at 8 p.m. Tickets are on sale now. Reunion3.com. Tanya Stevens performing live.
Make sure we see you.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Here's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the first leg of the budget debate wraps up with the Prime Minister shooting down claims of baseless and speculative projections. Also, the state of crime. Hear why concerns linger in the face of a reported decrease. And more than 100 surgeons from the English-speaking Caribbean meet in paradise for expert presentations, best practices, and networking opportunities. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. The Davis administration's budget one step closer to being passed. House members combing through the many heads at this hour in what is expected to be a very long night. Our Corval Pyfrom is following those proceedings and fills us in on what the Prime Minister shared during his wrap-up earlier today.
Well, good evening. Tonight, parliamentarians in the lower chamber are going through the nitty-gritty or tedious work of line by line, looking at each item in this 2025-26 budget. This will be a marathon, not a sprint tonight. But earlier in the House, it was the Prime Minister acting as the closer, touting his fiscal policies, which he says have led to growth and making the case for a Davis-led second term.
I proudly commend this budget to the House. May God bless all of us in here.
Prime Minister Philip Davis used his wrap-up of what many believe will be the last budget before the next general election to defend his administration's fiscal policies, asserting that with the economy steadily growing and further growth projected, the proof is in the pudding.
This government, as I said, is confronting its obligations with clarity, courage, and commitment. And the people of the Bahamas deserve no less.
The 2025-26 budget, called Expanding Opportunities Island by Island, is touted by the government as the first ever budget surplus, forecasted at more than $75 million. Mr. Davis also reminding Thursday that his budget has no new taxes or new fees in the upcoming fiscal year.
We have held the line because we know that families are still recovering and businesses are still finding their footing.
The Prime Minister also using his wrap-up to address what he called false claims from the opposition. One such claim Mr. Davis tackled head-on regarding VAT and that the government is letting tax authorities run amok. Mr. Davis says nothing could be further from the truth.
Our reforms are designed not to punish honest businesses, but to strengthen the integrity of the VAT system and protect public finances from abuse.
And even while he holds that there's more work to be done, the Prime Minister insists the country is on the right track, and he challenged his opponents to look at the facts.
We say that the economy is improving. It's not a matter of opinion. It's a matter of fact. The surplus budget now before us is not just a trajectory, but a direct reflection of the strength and growth of the Bahamian economy.
Right now in the House, Makushla, they are combing through those heads. Once cleared in the lower chamber, the budget will begin being debated in the Senate on Monday. Makushla?
Well, thanks, Corvell. Now, following his closing contribution to the budget debate, the Prime Minister also tabled a supplementary budget accounting for the offsets approved during the current fiscal year. Mr. Davis explained that the supplementary budget facilitated the reallocation of funds in the amount of $16.1 million from capital expenditure to recurrent expenditure, while there was an increase in revenues of $27 million.
Since this is a reallocation of expenditure, the total expenditure figure remains the same as estimated in the original budget. This brings the total revised recurrent expenditure to $3.28 billion and the capital expenditure to $328.4 million. The supplemental increase in revenue totaled $27 million, which brings the revised total revenue estimate to $3.57 billion. As a result, the revised deficit is $42.8 billion, or 0.3% of GDP. The 0.3% is the lower end of our deficit target range for this fiscal year.
Still talking budget, according to stats compiled by the police, there is a 15% decrease in all major crimes, a 25% decrease in crimes against a person. And according to National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Munro, this includes murder, attempted murder, rape, unlawful sexual intercourse, armed robbery, and attempted armed robbery.
That includes burglary, housebreaking, shop breaking, stealing, and stealing from vehicles. There's a regional decrease in crime across the board of rates of 14% in New Providence, 14% in Grand Bahama and the Northern Bahamas, and 19% in the Family Islands generally. Over 292 firearms were taken off the street, along with 20,024 rounds of ammunition.
Now, figures further show that police seized over 3,000 pounds of marijuana, nearly 2,000 pounds of cocaine, and 43 marijuana plants. Consequently, 1,142 people were arrested for dangerous drugs. 910 were charged. And despite this past weekend's rash of fatal shootings, authorities point to a 9% reduction in murders.
At Elroy Rhodes' funeral, the minister said something very interesting. He says, we all have to become involved. My church, the Anglican Diocese, is focusing on family. The Catholic Diocese is focusing on it. Everybody seems to be getting it. And this facile return to this concept that murderers drop from the sky fully formed has to be stopped. The FNM has stepped up, we're told, with intervention programs. And so people seem to be getting it.
Meantime, that widespread public servant salary and compensation exercise coming at a multi-million-dollar price tag for the government, who says behind it is a commitment to build and transform the workforce. Desmond Saunders has that story.
Some 2,400 public servants could look forward to pay increases at the end of the month, with thousands more receiving a pay hike in September. In a budget communication to Parliament, Minister of Public Service Honorable Pia Glover says the exercise represents the most significant compensation improvement for the public service in decades.
That means that a lump sum payment will be made to the account of our public servants for a retroactive period, and then on a monthly basis, your new salary will be reflected moving forward. Yeah. People have asked me many times since our announcement, how can they determine whether they are mid-level or not? If you are not sure of your level, please see your Human Resources Department.
Salary compensation exercise is part of the second phase of the government's comprehensive public service salary review, with public servants across all levels receiving pay raises this year. The government has budgeted over $800 million for wages and salaries in the upcoming fiscal year, compared to $767.9 million in the 2024-2025 fiscal year.
Public servant wages and benefits will continue increasing over time to attract and retain talent while providing dignified compensation for public service. These increases will be related to industrial agreements, regular promotions every 2 years, as well as the salary review process.
The Public Service Minister says the Davis administration will continue its work since taking office to drive unemployment lower and build a resilient 21st century workforce. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Now, wrapping up the opposition's contribution last evening, its leader and Marco City MP Michael Pintard took the government to task over its projection of achieving a balanced budget and budget surplus in the upcoming fiscal year. For Pintard, despite record-breaking tourism figures and strong economic forecasts, the rosy picture the Davis administration has painted of the economy is not being felt by Bahamians.
They haven't released a serious plan. The numbers on the spreadsheets don't pay the bill. They do not treat patients. They do not fix schools. And they certainly do not put food on Bahamian tables. While they fixate on a future surplus to get a favorable headlines, they are big on headlines, they clearly forgot the frustrations of everyday Bahamians. They claim that we are living in an era of economic expansion. But expansion for whom? They have catered in many cases to the few. We are interested in catering to the majority of Bahamians. This is an economy that for everyday Bahamians, it is a struggle.
Coming up, surgeons from around the region network in the Bahamas. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. More news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Irresistible taste of a KFC big deal, some people will do anything. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
And I'm a survey enumerator with the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, or BNSI. For the next few months, we will be conducting the Household Expenditure Survey on various islands.
You might be wondering, why is this survey important? Well, it helps us to determine the poverty line and assess how to ensure everyone has access to the basic services they need. This information is used by the government, businesses, researchers, and students to make informed decisions and plan for the future. We know that your time is valuable, which is why we've made the survey as simple and easy as possible. And don't worry, all your information you provide is confidential.
Your participation will help us gather accurate information that will benefit everyone in the Bahamas. Thank you for your cooperation and being a part of shaping the future of the Bahamas.
Striping group of companies where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot from the waters of the Clifton Heritage National Park. Welcome back. A number of Bahamian ticket agents in the Family Islands impacted by Florida-based Silver Airways' recent decision to cease operations after filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Labor Director Howard Thompson assures, though, that every effort's being made to soften that blow.
There's about 7 persons impacted in Exuma and about 10 persons affected in Eleuthera. Now, the Department of Labor, obviously, we have a skills portal and we have access to employers, and so I have no doubt that my team members in Exuma and Eleuthera are actively trying to find new employment for those persons.
Still, an outstanding issue led to a trade dispute being filed back in earlier this year. According to Thompson, the dispute stems from unpaid national insurance contributions coupled with other grievances.
And they would have had a conciliation with Silver Airways, HR, as well as those persons affected. Some things were discussed, and I understand that they came up with a figure that's due and outstanding to those persons, their redundancy payment. And I understand that particular figure was forwarded on to the Fort Lauderdale office, to their HR person, Ms. Maria Labrioli. I've taken steps to try to contact Ms. Labrioli, to no avail. She has not returned my calls or my messages, but I'm going to continue to try to get an update, at the very least for the former employees at Silver Airways, just to find out what's happening.
In related news this evening, while some may see Atlantis' decision to offer early retirement and separation packages to its managerial employees as a sign of downsizing, others see an opportunity for new possibilities. The Labor Director assured that efforts are being made to find new employment to those skilled workers. Working with those those persons who will no longer be at Atlantis anymore when that happens, and we'll be happy to find them placements elsewhere. In particular in the hotel industry, tourism industry, there's a very, very shallow talent pool, and so most properties in that sector are actually looking for managers and workers at different hotels. In other news, Chief Social Worker in the Child Protection Unit, Andrea Newbold, is convinced today's children lack social and conflict resolution skills, which she chalks up to a deterioration in the quality of parenting. Her comments came as a guest on The Rundown with Clint Watson.
We have a national parenting program. I was about to ask about that. Would deal with parenting skills for parents, and we also, children come along with their parents. We have individual counseling, so we have how to co-parent, because we find that a lot of single parents in our country, so we want to, they're taught how to co-parent, because when you have children who live in 2 different homes, you have one parent doing one thing and the other one doing the next, and right down to the vices. Sure. Everyone needs to be on the same page with the vices. When you're going to use them, they need to be on, where they have this safety thing where they cannot access certain things. Parents need to know what these apps are.
As Director of Gender and Family Affairs, Sharmi Farrington tells it, changing times have even called for a restructuring of the Ministry of Social Services.
When we increase our budget now, I want to say to the public, because a lot of times to meet these programs and these infrastructure that the public demand, the government then has to provide the resources. Yes. I call on the private sector and civil society to join hand. You know, the government is a labor of love. It's the private sector that makes the profit. And I just want to challenge them. A part of your profit, look at your program, see if they're being responsive to the community need. And I know a lot of them are doing some stuff, but look where there's problem. For our children especially, they are vulnerable. See if your organization can divert or place some of their profit into programs.
Well, the Prime Minister last evening delivered a sobering reminder to members of the judiciary from across the region during his keynote address at the opening ceremony for the Conference of Chief Justices and Heads of Judiciary at Bahamas Convention Center. Even while praising the achievements made to the administration of justice throughout the region, he noted that it must remain a priority that no one be left behind.
No matter the tools adopted, we must ensure that in getting ahead of the digital curve, we not leave our elders and other vulnerable citizens behind. Judiciary is in transition. must stay tuned to the needs of the most vulnerable to ensure efficiency does not come at the expense of equity.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I'm gonna do. Pin sale now on to Independence.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Are you straight?
Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza. Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
More than 100 surgeons from the English-speaking Caribbean are meeting at the Margaritaville Resort, an annual opportunity to establish best practices with the overall goal of modernizing healthcare. President of the Caribbean College of Surgeons Conference, Dr. Shamir Kawish, says he's excited about what the opportunities this year's meetup offers.
Traditionally, the English-speaking Caribbean is composed of 17 different countries, and each of them have operated as individuals with their own healthcare budgets, their own healthcare problems. And what we do here is we bring the Caribbean together as one unit so that we can learn from each other, support each other, and through networking, we can better understand how to help our neighbors and our colleagues.
Well, just today, surgeons began presenting more than 100 scientific papers. Among the presenters, Dr. Gregory Neal, a local plastic surgeon.
We have people who come to me who are up in age, 60s, 70s, who discover they have breast cancer. They come to me and we talk about options for breast reconstruction. The great thing is that the cancer surgeons and the general surgeons and the oncologic surgeons now recognize the importance of the role of plastic surgery. Not because we believe that every patient with breast cancer is going to have reconstructive surgery. We fully understand that someone with breast cancer might say, listen, I just want to get rid of the cancer and move on with my life.
And speaking of options, we're giving you options at the Bahamas tonight. And for that, we're going to turn to LaDonna and Marlena for a sneak peek of Access Now. Ladies?
Because it's National Report Card Day, I hope you went to get your children's report cards. I hated Report Card Day because if I came in with a C, I would get a little bit of spanking. Melena?
I was just always scared for the math one. I was pretty good with everything else, but then math would come around, I'd be like, I did my best.
Yes, yes,
Please don't be mad. Like hiding the number. Like you give your speech first, and then you're like, okay, you can look.
I did my best. That's all parents could hope for. Stay with us. The National Report is back.
Diet-friendly special.
When your hands are too full, life is just too complicated. Lala, Sally, come here. Uncomplicate. Go faster, safer, greener with the digital way to pay. With Tap to Pay, it's as easy as a gentle touch. No more headaches. Say hello to convenience. The future of pay is digital with options like credit cards, debit cards, online banking, and digital wallets. Make every experience unforgettable. Embrace the ease of digital payments today.
Like, what are you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Hey, Marcos, boy. We have a special on all the large one-topping pizzas, boy.
Pineapple.
All.
Pumpkin.
All. Hey, VAT included, boy.
Do I need the $10 special plate?
How many would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
This ain't making no sense, man. How people making it out there, Dre? If you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck, you gotta learn how to budget. First, write down all of your income. Then, list out all of your expenses. And don't forget to save. Stop throwing away money. Put something aside for savings. And get this, government savings bonds can safely grow your money. So start budgeting, save your coins, and invest smart. Financial independence, right? Wait, financial independence, right? Learn how to invest in government savings bonds on the Central Bank of the Bahamas website. What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation?
You mean the Ministry of Tourism?
No, that ain't the same thing, but the Tourism Development Corporation helps in developing grow behemoth businesses in the tourism industry. You heard what they say, mate? Oh, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things they do?
What does do?
Wait, check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
That's it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Sailboat added to the regatta fleet thanks to veteran boat builder Lloyd Sands and the assistance of his mentees, members of the Uriah McPhee Primary School Sailing Club. The UMP Barracuda was officially handed over to the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training.
Sigh of relief, right, to know that I've completed the boat because the kids were waiting for a while. We wanted them to sail it before school closed. A few of them didn't get that opportunity, so a little disappointed on that. but still I'm pleased with the product, and some of those students will still be here. And hopefully, those ones that are leaving, we might just build another boat over that school to catch them over there. So hopefully, that'll happen.
The project, which took several months to complete, is expected to benefit students tremendously, especially now as sailing has recently been declared the country's national sport.
The government of the Bahamas and my ministry and the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs is investing in our youths. So there's a future in sailing in the Bahamas. And we know that we are going to take sailing to the world, and hopefully we can see a repeat of Sir David Knowles winning a gold medal at the Olympic Games.
Ryan McPhee is one of the schools that are in our programs here in Nassau. We have about 7 schools that have sailing as part of their program, and we welcome them. We have about 7 others on the Family Island, and we're just so proud of what Ryan McPhee is doing, and we're so happy for our private-public partners relationship that is causing this thing to grow.
Until next time, that'll do it for Ed Talk.
It's National Report Card Day. Did your child get all A's? Lloyd Allen might have the answer for you straight ahead.
And Atlantis held a mural unveiling earlier today, and it's art in the making. Stay close.
Plus, Miss Teen Bahamas is off to Mexico to compete with the beauties of the world.
And coming up in sports, Buddy's Foundation hosts Family Day over in Exuma.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Believe it or not, summer officially begins tomorrow, June 20th. What's your first thought, Marlena?
My first thought would be, you know that rich, like, red, orangey color, the poincianas, and you're driving, they're lining the street, and you get that, like, canopy moment. It feels like you're going through a portal. That's my thought of summer.
Yeah.
What about yours?
For me, it's conch salad, conch fritters, and I guess a little unwinding on the pink sand beach. I think that's summer for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll take that, actually. You beat me with the trees.
Well, let's dive right into the news, shall we? Thousands of students preparing for some good news as schools nationwide launched National Report Card Day today. Lloyd Allen canvassed a number of schools and tells us how students performed in this report.
Today is National Report Card Day at dozens of schools around the country, and like this one, many teachers are queued up ready to engage with parents, and many schools also celebrating a number of incremental changes on why grades have improved.
It's National Report Card Day. It's National Report Card. Come and collect your children's report card. So we came here this morning prepared to distribute the 477 report cards. So certainly also to our teachers who are hands-on and who are receptive to directives as relates to make sure monitoring students' progress and inserting those grades on the LMS.
Well, all of our report cards are printed and ready for parents. We're just waiting on them. And we usually have a pretty good turnout. Our parents are really supportive when it comes to collecting report cards.
We are pleased that so many of our parents are coming in. The good thing is a lot of our report cards have been printed, unlike in the past few years where you had so many that weren't, so we're excited about that.
We have seen a steady increase of our parents coming in to collect the report cards, and so we're excited to see the parents here because they want to see what their children have done over the year.
These principals also highlighting school initiatives that created excitement and boasted student achievements.
We've had an increase even with the amount of extra classes that our teachers have been giving. And so you're talking Saturdays, Sundays, and that's inclusive of break and lunch times.
For us, from September, we've seen a large increase in parental involvement.
We have a newly commissioned library. We also have a newly commissioned teacher resource room.
They would present their report card displaying their honor roll achievement. Their name would be announced over the PA system, and they would be given the opportunity to ring our school's bell.
Parents and students also celebrating the big day.
I'm proud of her as always. She does what she's supposed to do.
I am extremely proud.
Just continue for him to keep up the great work.
My GPA was a 3.30, and I'm good that I remained a 3-point throughout my years of high school.
With improved performances, officials hope it continues through the 2025 fall semester. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Thanks, Lloyd. The future looks bright. Well, a vibrant splash of culture and color now grace the heart of Atlantis Paradise Island as two celebrated artists unveil a stunning new mural inspired by Bahamian heritage and the magic of the sea. The larger-than-life work is turning heads and turning up the cultural spotlight on local creativity, as our Amaya Moss tells the story.
In a dazzling celebration of creativity and culture, a spectacular new work of art unveiled in the heart of Atlantis at the legendary Coral Towers. The vibrant masterpiece is the inspired creation of world-renowned artists Kelsey Montague and Bahamian creative force Alan Pacino Wallace. Fusing Montague's iconic interactive style with Wallace's colorful Caribbean flair, the artwork burst with oceanic magic, bringing Bahamian culture vividly to life, with every brushstroke and wave-inspired detail celebrating island heritage that captures the energy, beauty, and soul of the sea.
For me, on my end, I got really obsessed with the Junkanoo designs, the colors. I just got obsessed with it. I didn't know much about it before coming here, so I've been like studying on it almost. And I wanted the animals, you know, for me, looking like they're coming up to kiss somebody, letting someone interact with them that way, having them be bright, colorful, and really representative of this community.
Again, Atlantis has always been a step ahead when it comes to, like, you know, providing the stage for culture, you know, and art and stuff like that. So we wanted that to reflect the light, the beauty, you know, we wanted all that to, like, you have your own interpretation of it, but we also wanted to give across that light. I keep on using the word light because that's basically what my focus word was in creating it.
CEO of the Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board, Joy Gibberlew, shared her excitement for the mural.
A sense of joy about this mural and sense of pride too, that here we are, we've got a Bahamian who's standing right next to an international artist, and their work is seamless and fluid, and it's incredibly beautiful. I hope what that tells Bahamian creatives is never give up on your dream, because you just don't know what opportunity will unfold. And I am particularly proud that we at Nassau and Paradise Island Promotion Board are in a position where we can help Bahamian creatives, whether it's in the music scene, the art scene, the culinary scene, and give them the opportunity to showcase their talent to the world.
A powerful tribute of culture and creativity now permanently etched into the heart of Paradise Island. This mural isn't just art on a wall, but more so serving as a bold statement of pride, identity, and partnership. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Great story there, Amaya. Well, two teen queens set to take off to Mexico a month from now following their victory in the local Miss Teen Bahamas Globe International pageant in April. Alicia Alcimi says she sees the opportunity to represent the Bahamas at the grand finale in Mexico on August 2nd an honor, especially coming from the small key of Hopetown, Abaco, where it can sometimes feel that big dreams are out of reach. Her hope, though, is to see the healthcare gap bridged on the island she's called home for 16 years.
I would love to see an improvement in the transportation for emergencies, especially coming from Abaco, a family island. When there is an emergency, we have to take a flight. Now, when it's time to take the flight, sometimes it takes a long period of time just to get across, to come to Nassau or out of country just to get proper help.
But Alicia's not going alone. She'll be joined by Miss Preteen Bahamas Globe International Addison Ema, who said the glitz and glam of pageantry pulled her in, but something much stronger made her stick it out. Her platform, Broken Crayon Still Color, is dedicated to children that have experienced abuse or have lived in an abusive environment. Arbrio Denoy, franchise owner and director of the Miss Teen Globe Bahamas International and Miss Teen Abaco organization, says he's happy to see the two young ladies eat at the fruit of their labor.
I did not realize that pageantry came with so many responsibilities. I thought it was just makeup and wearing cute dresses, going out looking pretty. I did not realize that I had to be a role model. But I must say that I am very thankful for this opportunity, as I am able to talk about what I am truly passionate about.
Not only do you have to make sure they're prepared, you have to make sure that they're the best representation of themselves, then the best representation of the country. This is my calling. I love to to do it. And I'm excited to see my creativity come to life on the international stage and the Bahamian people come to life on the international stage, reflected in each one of them.
Today is June 19th, and it's a date celebrated each year by African Americans in the United States as Juneteenth. Armadio Munnings explains why.
Juneteenth is a holiday celebrated on June 19th every year to recognize the emancipation of enslaved people in the United States, our neighbors to the north. This holiday was first celebrated in Texas in 1865, just after the Civil War, where enslaved people were declared free under the terms of the 1862 Emancipation Proclamation. Most Americans who recognize Juneteenth celebrate with backyard barbecues and the like, while others may choose to treat Juneteenth as a day of rest and remembrance, which can translate into community service or participating in an educational panel on the subject. The one thing we know for sure is that Juneteenth rolls up on the 19th of June every year. And in whatever way it is celebrated, it's all about remembering what was once a very dark period, which is now just history. For Access Now, I'm Armadio Munnings.
Still to come, the organizer of Teen Life A Blaze Retreat, Marisha Walker, joins us live in studio, so stay close.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm a survey enumerator with the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, or BNSI. For the next few months, we will be conducting the Household Expenditure Survey on various islands.
You might be wondering, why is this survey important? Well, it helps us to determine the poverty line and assess how to ensure everyone has access to the basic services they need. This information is used by the government, businesses, researchers, and students to make informed decisions and plan for the future. We know that your time is valuable, which is why we've made the survey as simple and easy as possible. And don't worry, all your information you provide is confidential.
Your participation will help us gather accurate information that will benefit everyone in the Bahamas. Thank you for your cooperation and being a part of shaping the future of the Bahamas.
Thinking of ways to save is easy at Super Value and Quality supermarkets. Sea Bass Chunk Tuna, 5 ounces, 2 for $1.89. Country Barn Mayonnaise, 30 ounces, $3.49. Whole watermelons, $5.99 each. Danish spare ribs, $2.59 per pound. Whole chickens, $1.89 per pound. Join the Super Value Quality Points program at any Super Value or Quality supermarkets.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is, by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
It's time for your Access Weather Forecast Live Weather Radar. Showing some showers just on the western side of North Andros, and those showers are drifting towards the west. Now, your boating forecast tonight, well, that's brought to you by Live Business, where we bulk up your business. In the northwestern islands tonight, right through Saturday, you can expect those winds to remain out of the southeast at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Tide-wise, though, you can expect your low tide at 9:22 tonight, second low tide at 9:36 tomorrow morning, and for the central and southeastern islands also through Saturday. Southeast winds as well, but they're going to be around 12 to 18 knots. The wave height 3 to 6 feet. So we ask the small craft to continue to exercise caution in the central and southeastern islands right into Saturday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Dr. Scully. Y'all ready for this? Here we go. Say she promised she gonna marry me. Oh, yeah. But she run away. She promised she'd be faithful to me. Oh, yeah. But she scheme on me. Say she take all my money. Oh, yeah. She take my car. Oh, yeah. My virginity.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Malina.
Thanks, Basil. Well, Teen Life Ablaze Retreat is fast approaching, and organizer Marisha Walker joins us tonight to tell us all about it. Marisha, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight. Access now.
Thank you for having me, Marlene. I appreciate it.
Awesome. So before we get into the retreat itself, can you first describe a little bit about the youth program at your church?
Well, right now, our program is changing lives. I'm so grateful to God for what he is doing in our ministry. We have a group of, oh my gosh, 16 youth leaders. Wow. And we meet the first 3 Fridays of every month. We're seeing like a group of young people who are not afraid to impact and influence their peers. It's one of the, I guess you could say, foundational things that we've been really trying to infuse into the minds of the young people that we see on a monthly basis and on a weekly basis. We're trying not to do what parents would have told them of old. You know, parents would usually tell you stay away from the bad kids.
Yeah.
We're trying to encourage the good kids to influence the bad kids, and that's our approach. So it's almost like we're weaponizing them to go out and have positive impact, positive influence on their peers, instead of telling them to shy away from those who they would normally not interact with. So that's our approach, and so far it's working well. They're bringing in their peers. Their lives are being changed. Their lives are being influenced, and we're seeing the numbers multiply because they're reaching out to their peers.
I'm sure they're used to having more of a judgmental reaction from people, so it's probably refreshing for them as well.
Yes, and it's beautiful. And we're seeing so many young people just go from being depressed and being lost and isolated to now having a healthy community, sober conversations, of course, about God, about faith, but also about how you live your life in light of God and your faith. So it's beautiful, it's amazing.
So about the retreat itself, can you tell us what the purpose is and what people can expect?
So word on the street is that I'm a crazy lady.
Okay.
Because we're going for 7 days, Monday to Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Ooh.
And we have 102 teens registered at this point in time right now. Absolutely. So it's going to be held at Club Crush Atlantis, and we are so excited because we are taking an approach where we are equipping young people to be better adults. So we're going to be having conversations with young men about what it means to be male, but also what it means to be man, and then father, and then husband, and then priest, and then king. So we're pouring into their mental focus, their mental psyche. We're not just dealing with the spirit man, we're dealing with their emotions, with how they think, how they view themselves. We're having conversations with teens, young ladies, young men about identity. We're encouraging our girls to look like girls, dress like girls, and what it means to be feminine, to be soft, to be cute. Because we have some girls these days that are a little rough, you know? And then we're gonna have some conversations about how to budget and how to deal with finances. So we're gonna have some financial literacy conversations. We're gonna have some conversations on mental health, emotional conversations, but of course, at the foundation of this retreat is God. Everything, every conversation, everything that we do has a foundation of faith and is empowered by faith in Jesus Christ. And so we're so excited to give them 3 meals a day plus snacks.
There you go. Well, that's a teen dream right there.
Absolutely. And any parent out there with one teenager know you cannot feed your child 3 meals a day with snacks for $200.
That's the scariest
for
part
7
of summer.
days.
Yeah.
Exactly. you want to get them out of your house. So we're so excited about what's going to happen, and we're offering the very best of what we can do. We're even offering to bus them from Nassau to Paradise Island to make it easier for parents, and so we're asking them to drop them off to the C.H. Reeves Auditorium. That's where our buses will be, and we are willing and able. We'll have leaders there to meet them, greet them, make sure they're safe, to take them over to Paradise Island, and then to bring them back to New Providence.
Amazing. Now, I'm sure there are people watching tonight who are thinking, oh my goodness, how do I get my child into this retreat? So for the people who are thinking that, or for maybe the kid who's watching at home thinking, I want to ask my parents, how do they sign up? Is there still time and room?
Yes, so we still have room. We're trying to accommodate 200 teens. So you can hit up any of our social media pages. We're Teen Life Worship Center on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Threads, on Twitter. We're all over the place. You can hit us up at Teen Life Worship Center, or for those of you who are old school, you can give us a call at 242-825-LIFE. That's 825-5433.
Amazing. Well, Marisha, it sounds like this is going to be an absolutely wonderful and life-changing retreat. Please don't be a stranger. Come back soon.
I won't, I promise.
We want to hear all about it. As for us, it's time for us to check in with ZNS Total Sports to see what's on tap.
And Buddy Hield takes his foundation to Exuma. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
We at Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service. We do armored service. We do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
I get no money. At least not yet. I get my money. Managers. Oh, I don't upload it.
Hello, Miss Daisy. Your check is ready.
Thanks. I got it. I come for that little thing. You got it?
Money managers, responsible lenders for responsible people.
Here at Solomon's, we don't just believe in great brands. We believe in creating unforgettable memories and celebrating everyday living with you and your family. Every aisle is filled with all you need, a great value with variety and a selection of all your favorite groceries and products, saving you time and keeping you on a budget. Great food changes everything. Shop at your local Solomon's for food, for family, for you.
This summer, make your statement in color. Romilda Rose Designs proudly presents the Bohemia Print Collection, a vibrant tribute to island elegance and effortless style. Available now for pre-order and officially launching June 8th. Be bold, be beautiful. Let your style speak Bahamian boldness. Place your orders today at RomildaRoseDesigns.net. Romilda Rose Designs, where fashion meets heritage.
Welcome to Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Our very own local NBA superstar doing his part to continue to give back here at home. Buddy Hield and his foundation took to Exuma this week to connect with the community and begin preparations for a potential summer camp in 2026. Buddy hosting a meet and greet and family fun day to introduce himself and his foundation to the Exuma community. We'd also put on a small skills clinic as well with a few young hoopers.
The first year, just touching bases and just feeling the grounds out. And I think there's a lot of potential just coming here and just getting back to the island. And just find ways I can stop in out here, but like in other keys. And I think the kids, they love basketball, And if I can come here more and spend more days and work with them and educate them on the right things they need to work on. And it's not about like 1 day, 2 days of camp, but just like helping them over time, Because 1 day of camp is not going to be good enough, but just 3-4 days and tapping in between the years and just coming back and giving back. And I think that can go a long way.
A few of the participants spoke about their first-hand encounter with the NBA star.
He's tall in person, and I really wanted to see him.
Hold on, Barry.
See him play ball today.
We gotta push the ball. We gotta get our shots. Can't get the rim all the time. We gotta work on our shot too, because NBA players ain't talking all the time. We gotta work on our craft. That's what he's trying to impart to us.
And that's been a look at your sports on this Thursday. Until tomorrow, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here. Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052. Shop Smart, Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
This year, King Door National Parkinson Foundation is taking you back to the old school. With entertainment by TMF, the band formerly known as Maze.
Y'all better come on now.
Also appearing will be local artist Plotty and the Naked Eye and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Pop Band.
Save the date, Saturday, June 28th, 2025, Atlantis Paradise Island.
To purchase your tickets, call telephone 428-2588 or visit Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store, Mackey Street.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
You're looking at a shot of the Tropical Gardens area in western New Providence. Of course, our drone pilot Neville, Big Nev Smith, is out there flying tonight. And I think it's pretty clear he enjoys what he does. Let's head on down to Eleuthera and see what's happening there. Let's go.
For far too long, fighting fires in Eleuthera has felt like a one-hose battle, but that's all about to change. Minister Clay Sweeting says with the second fire truck on the island, they are turning up the heat on safety and response. Here's what he had to say.
Officially handed over a fire truck that is here to service the people of South Eleuthera and have needed Central and North Eleuthera. For decades, we've had challenges where we've had fires in the south, and we haven't been able to properly service the persons here that had challenges with fires. Persons from the Governor's Harbor area on many occasions had to drive for 50 to 60 miles help to fight fire in the communities here. So we came together through partners, through community members to put together funding and donate this fire truck to the organization here in Wimson's Bight, which would help to facilitate fighting fires if that does happen.
It's always a pleasure to hear the good news coming in from our family islands. Well, speaking of good news, let's hear some more good news from our Matea Cunningham on Let's Talk Socials.
There's a video making the rounds on TikTok that's got both parents and graduates smiling. And it all started with a family trip to none other than the Bahamas. TikTok user Stephanie Steinman _ recently shared a clip of her 19-year-old son at his graduation celebration vacation. And let's just say, it was a trip to remember. Now, in the U.S., he may still be considered underage, but here in the 242, the legal drinking age is 18. So, safe to say, he got to enjoy a few firsts in legal island style. Take a look.
Pretty good. Thank you, babe.
From the beach views to the island drinks, the video captures a young man experiencing new freedoms and the mom who's watching it all unfold with humor, grace, and just a little bit of mom nerves. It's a wholesome moment that celebrates milestones, memories, and a little taste of adulthood, Bahamian style. So here's to graduation trips, supportive moms, and first-time experiences done responsibly. And if you've never been to the Bahamas, you should know we're the kind of place where memories like these write themselves. I'm Matea, and that's what's hot right now on Let's Talk Socials. Stay tuned, because the internet never sleeps, and neither do the viral moments. Have a great week.
Thanks a lot again, Matea. Well, that does it for Access Now for tonight. Make sure to join us tomorrow at 7:30 sharp.
Yes, and stay tuned for the rundown with Ahmad Rashad on leadership.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the sunshine one.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
For generations, Bahamians, visitors, and international customers have enjoyed the luscious taste of the Bahamian spiny lobster. The spiny lobster is the most lucrative marine resource in the Bahamas that supports a profitable fishing industry, generating millions of dollars annually and providing employment for thousands of Bahamians. Though the lobster fishery seems stable, threats impacting this fishery still exist, including illegal harvesting of undersized lobsters and harvesting during the close season. To address some of these threats impacting lobster populations, a lobster fishery improvement project is being implemented. In order to sustain the country's lobster populations and secure Bahamian livelihoods, all stakeholders must work together and participate in efforts such as the Lobster Fishery Improvement Project to help better manage our fishery.
I would like to encourage all Bahamian stakeholders to promote and support legal harvesting and purchasing of lobsters. If we expect to benefit from our marine resources well into the future, we must take action now and make the necessary changes to protect our way of life.
I think all Bahamians should support the Fisheries Improvement Project. It helps to strengthen the management process for our fisheries.
Welcome to the Caribbean, a paradise inhabited by millions. But this paradise is facing a new challenge, the impacts of a changing climate. As these impacts intensify, our tourism sector is feeling the heat.
Of course, with increased temperatures, the tourism practitioners can expect a significant increase in the demand for cooling and hydration services. So for example, persons will be using a lot more AC, they'll be using the refrigerator more, the use of the pools, showers, taking more showers, and of course drinking more water. The tourism operators should advise their guests about the heat that is expected and actually advise them on how best they can use.
At Harold Point, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, leaders from all generations, good evening and welcome to the Rundown on Leadership, where we speak the truth and shame the devil regarding all things leadership. I am your host, Ahmad Ashar Thompson, and I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight's episode, ladies and gentlemen, is truly special to me. I know it feels like I said it about every single episode, but tonight really, really is special, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Before we dive in, though, I have to really, really thank you. The support we've been receiving has been unreal. Every week, you show up with your hearts open, your minds ready. You stop me in public, you message me online, and you remind me that these conversations are really shifting the way we lead. And for that, we do not take this platform lightly. We are honored to run it down with you every week. And as I always say, this show is for you, the leader, the visionary, the shepherd. And because it's for you, we want to hear from you. What topics do you want us to tackle next? Who do you want us to run it down with? Is there an issue we have yet to discuss that you want us to explore? We invite you to scan the QR code that will appear on your screen tonight and let us know. Your feedback fuels us, and your voice can help us shape where we go from here. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for watching, for sharing, and for liking this show and joining us on this journey. We are so grateful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Tonight, this episode is so very, very special to me because as you are aware, we are in graduation season right now. And over the last week or so, all you've been seeing on your timeline are, pictures of your loved ones on WhatsApp, on their statuses on Facebook, so on and so forth. And tonight, I am celebrating 20 years of graduation. I graduated in the year 2005, 20 years ago, Monday gone. And I have some special people with me tonight that are here to help us to run it down on this show. Do you remember your graduation day? Do you remember the feeling, the excitement, the energy? Are you excited about what it is that you're doing now in your life? Has it come full circle for you, the way it's come full circle for me? I couldn't imagine how this journey could have gone in my favor. So I'm so grateful to have my friends here with me, and I'm going to tell you exactly who we are, who will be joining us rather, just in a minute. But as we do that, I want us to take the time to understand that as life continues to move forward, as life continues to progress, things happen. People are leading organizations now that they have no idea what they're doing. We are literally facing a leadership crisis in this world. And tonight I am joined by 4 outstanding millennial leaders who are going to demonstrate for us what it means to lead in this current climate, in an environment where we are still being done away with. People still think we ain't company, even though he's big grown man and woman. And tonight we're going to have the conversation with these millennial leaders from different industries in our country to help us to understand what it means to lead with grace and tenacity, even in a space when we're still not who they think we should be. Tonight we'll do more than reminisce. We will, as we always do, explore leadership through the lens of these millennial leaders. The fact is that many of us have been written off as millennial leaders. We've been misunderstood, we've been underestimated, and we've been thrown aside. But we're going to have the conversation tonight to help us to understand just what leadership looks like through the lens of the millennial leader. So as always, we invite you to get your notepads, grab some hot or cold to drink, and stay close to the television, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the Rundown on Leadership, and we are so grateful to have you with us. Your breakthrough is after this break.
What is it that you want to do? And we want to have a good time. We want to be free to do what we want to do.
After 30 years of banking, I've decided to take a leap of faith. I moved from banking into an untapped industry, which is manufacturing in the Bahamas. And now we are standing on 3 acres of land on which we're going to be putting the Bahamas' first end-to-end plastic recycling company, Eden Recycling and Manufacturing Company Limited. Eden has 2 arms, recycling and manufacturing.
This is groundbreaking for us. It's never been done before. It really makes a difference, not only in the Bahamas, but even around the world. This is not just a project that we're doing so that we can make a couple of dollars. We want to make sure that it benefits those who come after us. In future generations, we hope that this is a small vision, that they will take it and they'd expand on it. We can have the formula for what it means to do end-to-end recycling in the Bahamas, in the region, and even if we have to export these ideas and thoughts and concepts even into the U.S.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets?
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I ain't got nothing to do. Pimpin' it, I say, now on to independence.
Welcome back to the Rundown on Leadership, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are making RDOL, that's Rundown on Leadership History. Usually I'll be joined by one fantastic guest and we'd run it down with you all the entire night. But tonight we make history. Tonight we have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 phenomenal guests on with me tonight, and I'm so excited about this episode. So here's what we're going to do. Tonight, we're going to have in our first segment 2 individuals that will join me, and then we'll take a break and we come back for our second segment with the other 2 guests that we have tonight. But everyone on this show tonight, you're at least big timers. These people who ain't jokey, they ain't little bit, they big time. For y'all this evening, I've went out and I've gotten Mrs. Andia Delancey, Senior Manager at Scotiabank Bahamas Limited, and Mr. Jonathan Hanna, VP of Operations at the Nassau Airport Development Company. Andia and Jonathan and I literally grew up together. We were children when it was a weird time to be children. But it's a weirder time even now, so we're going to dive right into this conversation. First of all, Andia and Jonathan, welcome to the Rundown on Leadership.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
so much for being here. We are having a conversation tonight, you guys, on what it means to lead as a millennial. So many people in our organizations that we serve in still don't consider us company. We're still too young, and they still have undergarments older than us and all of this stuff, right? But as millennials, we are often seen as entitled or too ambitious. What would your response be to that claim and to that label to you as a millennial leader? Andia, we can start with you.
So it's not about being ambitious, but I would say millennials are coming in with a strong knowledge of what it is that they want. And they are embarking on purpose right away. And that is something to be valued, because when you have someone who is in your organization and they fully understand what their purpose is, they're operating to bring a greater sense of value to that business. So it's very important to not look at it in that way, but millennials, you have to lead them differently. And I will tell you this, the perspective that they bring will have you thinking, well, Wabi was doing this for 50 years,
yes.
right?
50 years.
50 years.
Wow.
So I would say that is one of the advantages that they bring, and it's just something we have to continuously build on.
Indeed. What are your thoughts on that, Jonathan?
Well, I think, leading as a millennial, there's this challenge of credibility, right? You come into, especially once you sort of progress through the organization, people look at you and say, well, no later than a couple of weeks ago, someone asked me, like, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm the VP of Operations. They said, well, aren't you a bit young to do that?
Wow.
And, we need to move away from this. You have to be, for a long time in our country, authority is built off seniority. And just because you've been in an organization for 20, 30, 40 years, that you are the person that knows everything, and that automatically means that we need to move away and shift away. That millennials bring a lot of ideas, a lot of different perspectives, and to Andia's point, we move with purpose. So we don't necessarily want, the spotlight per se. We want to see something bigger, and there's a bigger calling for us. And so I think it's just a different perspective that we bring.
Yeah, that question, aren't you a little bit young for this? the audacity of some people, right? Like to have the gall, to think it is one thing, but to actually vocalize it. And then my question would be, what would you expect the response to be? This is not something that I'm vying for. I'm currently I'm serving in this role. And when you think about these multi-generational organizations we're now serving in, this is the first time in history that we're now faced with leading 5 generations at once, right? People older than our parents are still at work, and people as young as your daughter is still at work, are working now. What do you say? How are you actually bridging the gap between these generations, and how do you find yourself whether struggling or succeeding in that way?
So I would say it's all about making persons know that, you know, we have an inclusive environment. I will tell you this, I remember the first time I got a management position, like the person under me could have been my mom.
Wow.
Right? And I valued the level of experience that she brought to the table. So even though I would have been more senior, I didn't let that get to my head. It was like, how could I build on the experience that she has to be able to even do this job even better?
Yes.
And so that is important, that we make persons feel and know that their voices matter. And when you have that in the room, then people are willing to contribute, right? So it's no longer about, okay, little girl, you can't be talking to me, right? Boy, this little girl know what she's doing, because it now changes to that.
Right.
And so it's just constantly understanding that, yes, there may be age gaps. Operate with respect, right? We may have different ages, but I respect you and I respect what you bring to the table.
Yes.
And that can apply to any age group.
Any age group. It doesn't matter whether you are younger than I am, older than I am. When you demonstrate that you see the person, that you see them for what they bring, what they add to the organization, things change. To your point, when you said that you can't discount that person's experience. What we have not gotten, what we haven't experienced, some people will never forget, right? And it's important that we bring those people along the journey with us. Jonathan, what's your perspective on how do you manage this multi-generational hoo-ha that we're in right now?
Well, I mean, working in the airport dynamic, obviously there's, you know, regulations, safety regulations, there's different experiences, you're working with these different stakeholders. And so, to Andy's point, I think the experience that those older generation team members might have is vital, because you might have an idea, but there might be some precedent that's been set previously that might limit, you know, what has happened or what needs to be done. And so for that reason, I think it's critically important that you create a dynamic where they feel included. You know, we're at senior positions in our various organizations, and we certainly could just make a decision, but what message are we sending by doing that?
Yes.
I think by including those team members, to Andy's point, now they feel heard, they feel valued, and you take that experience, but you also build on that experience to now find there's a well-rounded solution that everyone feels like their voice is heard. And, you know, sometimes I already have an answer in my head, but I let my team figure it out for themselves. And they feel like, wow, okay, we've been given that space to operate in, and that builds trust, because that trust is so key in the workplace relationships that we develop.
Absolutely. And you work in a financial organization, and every day there's something new in banking, something new to adapt and to adopt. And I remember my days as a teller and as a loan officer and senior leader in the bank, when we had customers who were deathly afraid to use a machine, to use an ATM machine, who would bring their passbooks religiously to be updated, and some of them still exist. How do you, though, translate that into the workplace where you have leaders in your organization or team members in your organization who are accustomed to what they know and afraid to embrace innovation? How do you lead with innovation but still hold true to tradition from time to time?
So change is going to happen. And in order for us to grow, we have to continuously change and evolve. So that isn't just unique to individuals. It's also unique. It's also for organizations as well. So as we look to grow, these organizations also have to change, and the way how they do business will change. And it's a matter of staying relevant. If you don't change, you will not be relevant.
Wow.
And so taking that mindset and applying it also to them as well. And what I would say, Ahmad, is change, it continuously happens, but when you look at the end process of it, you actually evolve and you get better at it. And just share stories of how you as a leader have changed. And so some of the things I would do is have constant conversations. Boy, I remember when I was like this, but let me tell you what happened. I did this a certain way and my whole perspective has changed. I don't want you to go down that route, so let me tell you how to navigate it a bit easier. So the conversation has to be ongoing. I was telling somebody the other day, I remember when I first started banking, I used to look up and say, boy, it had to get to that level. But you know, when my perspective changed, a leader started to talk to me.
Wow.
And the conversation allowed me to grow. And I said, you know something? I could get there sooner than I think, right? And it didn't become as hard to reach anymore. So having the constant conversations, regardless of if you're dealing with change or anything else in the workplace, it just starts with talking.
It comes from conversation. It builds from relationship. Relationship and leadership, everything rises and falls on those two things. And if team members can't see you in themselves, or can't see themselves in you rather, it really won't go anywhere. It can't evolve and make it and become what you're expecting it to be, especially when you get to the point where you feel like you've arrived. And so many leaders ahead of us, y'all, used to act like the place was theirs.
Yeah.
They believe that because they've been there for 47 years, that this was theirs and nobody else could have it. Jonathan, you work in airport operations, a dynamic and very fluid environment that requires precision, coordination, and communication. What's been your greatest lesson leading under that type of pressure while still building a culture of excellence as a millennial leader?
I think just what you said, and I think, you know, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it really starts with people, and it's developing relationships. You know, at the airport, people think that, you know, people show up to the airport, they just expect to check in, you know, send their bags through, go through security, and get on their flight. But there's so many different processes and things happening behind the scenes that people would never be aware of. And it all has to work together cohesively for that flight to go out on time. You know, I always say in aviation, there's one domino impact. You know, something happens here, it affects something in a different city completely, right? And so what I found is you have to have those relationships, and that's across different stakeholders, because we don't control everything as the airport operator. There's security that has their function. There's, you know, there are various governmental agencies that have their various functions, but you have to find that sort of middle ground to work through, because their motivations are completely different from ours. I want a great guest experience. Theirs is to secure. We want to make sure that there's nothing going through for security. But what they also do still impacts the guest experience.
Absolutely.
And so we have to have those relationships, and that comes through constant dialogue and understanding what their motivations are. And I've had to sort of, just as my own sort of leadership growth, is just understanding my version of success looks different to other people. And so I've had to tailor my own journey to make sure that we are just mindful of what that is and sort of meet in the middle. So it's an ongoing dialogue.
When you think of the millennial leader coming in right now, right? Maybe assuming his or her first role, they're leading people, like you said earlier, that are senior to you, maybe company with your mommy or your Grammy, your auntie or something like that. They are looking at you to solve the problems that have been existing while you were coming up. What piece of advice would you give to a millennial leader right now, somebody coming in to their leadership role for the first time?
I would say believe in yourself. And I say that from the standpoint, we're talking about that challenge of credibility. You know, what often ends up happening, because you are younger coming into a company, you end up doubting yourself and overcompensating. So what I mean by that is, you know, because I'm the younger, you know, and I was the youngest VP that ever came into the company at the time.
Wow.
And I always feel like I have to prove myself. So I would go into meetings overcompensating, because people are always going to look at me like, well, what is this young boy doing here? What does he know about this? And, you know, you always feel like you need to have a solution. You always need to have an answer. And over time, that creates doubt.
Yes.
And so I would say believe in yourself. You've done the work. You've done what you needed to do to get to this point. But also, too, sometimes you need to have a mentor. I'm very happy for my direct boss. She believes in me, and she constantly reminds me, listen, I believe in you, and she reassures, and having that reassuring sort of calms you down, and you build that confidence over time. So I would say, believe in yourself. You've done the work to get to this point. You have the education. You just need to build those relationships and continue to, you know, have a mentor, like I said, to that believes in you, but just believe in yourself.
Yes, so good. And Dia?
So I would say to go together, be open to feedback, and listen to understand.
Listen to understand.
One of the things about, you know, even when I look at my children, they think they have it all figured out.
Yes.
They have it all figured out, and they come to you with the answer, right? Sometimes as leaders, we can do the same thing. Right? And it can't be where we're always given the best ideas. Even if we have the answer, use it as a superpower to hold back on giving that, because then you bring out the best in other people, right? And I love it, you know, having someone in the room smarter than me.
Absolutely.
And I have a team smarter than me, right? I will tell you some things, I don't know what to do. I say, go to that one, right? But it empowers them, because they know that you trust them to get the job done.
Absolutely.
And you're leading people. right? You're not leading a process.
Yes.
And so once you lead people properly, the results will come. I've proven it time and time and time again. The people will bring the results you need. So lead them with purpose and just respect them, know what it is that motivates them, like Jonathan said earlier, and the results will definitely come.
Indeed. This segment is already done, believe it or not. But one word to describe your leadership journey so far, Andia.
Resilient.
Resilient, Jonathan.
Empathetic.
Empathetic. Resilience and empathy. Characteristics that you absolutely need in leadership today. The world is changing. The world is weird, if we could say, for lack of a better term. And you have to build relationship. You have to be respectful. You must be empathetic as you lead your organizations to the future. Where you're going, you've never been before. And so you can't continue to do what you've always done and hope to get there at the same time. We have heard from Andia and Jonathan, I believe, what the humanity and leadership. Whether you're a millennial, a Gen Zer, or a baby boomer, the fact is human beings need human leadership. I'm so grateful that you decided to come on the show to work with us tonight. I know it was very, very short, but it was a very impactful and transformative conversation nonetheless. I want you to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. This is still just getting started. We have 2 more guests to bring for you this evening, and that's what's going to happen as we continue this conversation. We're going to shift a little bit when we return from the break to talk about leading in the church and leading from human resources perspective. How do you build talent? How do you recruit talent? How do you win souls as a millennial leader? Your breakthrough is after this break. Stay close.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the sunshine.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
Hello, I'm Mario Nuri. It's never too early to prepare for a hurricane, and we want to make sure our community is always ready. So we invite you to join us for another A Familiar Walk, Step Towards Hurricane Preparedness, with special guests, Lisa Pinder, Director General, Dr. Trevor Johnson of the Bahamas Red Cross, Disaster Risk Management Authority representatives, and Charles Johnson of J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers. So do join us and stay weather aware.
Mailboat service is a critical service to the islands of the Bahamas. Certainly, Andrews has always been there and dear to us. That's where we're born and raised. And so we play a crucial role in advancing the growth and development of Andrews. Customers want service and they want consistency. From the start, that's been our commitment. We work to sail on time every time. Our customers have come now to expect this from us. And one of the biggest challenges we've had was finding adequate funding. SPDC from the very start has been a lifesaver. My advice to young people, if you have a vision, a passion, an idea, go for it. Don't give up. It's not easy. If it was, everybody would be doing it. Be consistent and you'll get there.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining us tonight, we are indeed making history. We have a whopping 4 guests on our show tonight, and we just wrapped up our first segment with Andy Delancey and Jonathan Hanna. Now we shift gears and welcome 2 powerhouses in human resources and ministry, Miss Marisha Walker and Mrs. Nadia Bain. Ladies, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being with us tonight to run it down.
Thank you.
Listen, y'all, this show is special to me because these people were literally my friends when we were children. We graduated 20 years ago, Monday gone, right? I remember crossing our tassel and going to the little thing afterwards and thing like that. We had a time, and it's crazy to believe that we are the new adults.
Yes. Apparently.
That we are the ones that they say is run things. And you guys, you ladies are literally running your organizations and doing what it is to do in the way of work. But when you think about the world that we're living in right now, where talent is scarce, Nadia, right? Where the human resource element of the workplace is often forgotten, often undone and disrespected. What do you find is the biggest challenge right now with attracting and retaining talent in organizations today?
I think that COVID has shown us that a lot of people can do their own thing. So the gig economy is a real thing.
Yes.
So maybe I don't need your career. You know, back in the day, you watched your parents establish a career for 20, 30, 40 years.
Yes.
And they followed through and they stayed loyal. Now, but I don't need your job, really, because I can step out and do my own thing, you know? And so it's hard to get people to understand the value of establishing a career, you know? We have people who, 5 years, I am good.
Good, I'm done.
That is long.
Yes, that's a lifetime.
Yeah, that's it. So for us, it's showing them the value of this is what you want to do. We can develop you in different ways. You can grow, you can apply what you are learning here to your job. If you want to do something on the side, you can. But there's some practices that we can build in you that'll take you around the world.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. As millennial women in leadership, have you ever felt underestimated and or overly scrutinized because you're a little girl and you don't know about nothing and you just reach on all of these things? How have you been able to navigate that, first of all, if it has been your reality?
You want to go?
Sure. I think the most difficult part about that is maintaining your confidence when those kind of negative things have been said, right? Yes. So one of the things that I do is I have to remind myself, and I don't mean to be spiritually deep, but that's who I am. I have to remind myself God has called me.
Yes.
And he equips the called.
Yes.
So whether you like my age or have a problem with the fact that I'm still in my 30s, and as far as you're concerned, a 30-year-old woman doesn't necessarily have experience, I know that I'm in this place at this time because this is where God has for me to be.
Yes.
And he's already given me, according to the word, everything that I need for life and godliness.
Wow.
So whether you think experience is the best teacher or God is the best teacher, that's up to you. As a leader, I know without a shadow of a doubt that if God places me in the room, that means that he's put everything on the inside of me that room already needs.
Wow.
And so you can be intimidated by my age, or you can join me in godly confidence in knowing that I'm here to work along with you. I'm not here to take your place.
Yes.
I'm here to be me.
Yes.
You be you, I be me.
And we win.
And let's just do this thing together.
Wow. You be you, I be me, and let's all win.
Let's all do it together.
This reality, though, because I remember when I joined the bank, Nadia, I remember going in my daddy suit, dressed right down. I took my prince right down to the ground.
You did well.
Okay? Because I wanted to be respected. I didn't want people to underestimate who I was and what I could bring to the table. But there were still individuals who looked at our age and decided, not thought, but decided we couldn't do what was called to be done. As a female in leadership, Nadia, in a space and an industry when we are still the babies of this industry, Nadia. We are in HR, but you all just reach. I don't know, but when we start to do this enough to do the next, how have you been able to solidify your value in this industry, being a millennial leader and a female at that?
I mean, we were made for such a time as this, right? So I don't want to discount anybody's value in terms of what it is that they can bring and what they have brought and the knowledge. You know, I want to know the history because if I don't know where we're coming from, I don't know where we're going, right? But I want you to also understand that the world is changing and we have adapted so many new tools and knowledge that we can bring and share. And so given the opportunity, let me demonstrate this knowledge, right? And when we start to move some things that haven't been moved before and shake some things that haven't been shaked before, then we have the buy-in and say, okay, all right, that's making sense, right? So let's work together and do that. So you have something to bring and so do I, but we have to be able to recognize that in each other.
Yes. You referenced earlier, Nadia, that things have changed. People are into this gig economy right now. People are quite prepared to leave and feel no way about it.
At the drop of a
I ain't got time for this, like gone. Bushcrack, man gone. Juices, literally. Let's talk about the way the game has changed regarding recruitment and talent sourcing, but also talent engagement. What do you find are the most significant trends right now regarding how you source talent, how you acquire talent, how you keep talent engaged?
You have to definitely not stick to the newspaper, you know. That used to be the primary way that you got the job.
If the job in the paper, it ain't real.
Okay?
Wow.
And you went to the help wanted first, okay? What is the business section?
Right.
But now we say, okay, well, we have to go on social media. You know, we go on LinkedIn, sure, but there's also other, you know, Facebook and Instagram people
TikTok.
go to, fine. You have to do so you have to learn the trends and do the videos and everything like that. Then you have the job fairs. You have to go into the schools and catch them early. You know, you have to go into the civic organizations, your Rotary, your Kiwanis, and you have to start to speak to people as well and grab talent from there. So essentially now, HR have to come out of the office and go to where people are.
Talk about that. One time ago, you had to come and find HR. Now you're saying HR must go and find the talent.
Yes.
Get out of your silos, get out of your boxes, put on your good walking shoe, and go find the talent that's outside the organization.
Yes.
Wow. Marisha, in ministry, I'm not a pastor, but I've been in church all my life. You must mind your manners now. All my life I've been in church, and I've seen church people be church people, Marisha, right? Church people, some of the most mixed up people in the whole world God ever create. And he ain't said I'm here to be mixed up, but they adopt the spirit of mixed upness, Marisha. How do you build trust, Marisha, as a millennial leader, trying to win the soul for Christ, that's a 18-year-old, 19-year-old young man, young woman, and still garner the relationship with sister so-and-so and pastor so-and-so, who've been around from King Hatchet was...
You know, truth is, I have to be careful how I say this.
Sure. Just to run it down, Marisha.
I know.
Run it down.
Unfortunately, one of the difficulties that we see in the body of Christ is the lack of authenticity. And so for me, I'm not trying to duplicate anyone.
Yes.
I don't encourage the young people that I lead and the young people that I come into contact with to duplicate anyone. That may sound like a prideful posture, but the truth of the matter is that's what's hurting us. What's hurting us as Christians in terms of having actual impact is that everybody sounds like everyone. Everyone's doing what they see someone else do. They're not running the race that is set before them with patient endurance. They are duplicating what they see other people do because they think it works. And I believe that that is what this generation is really drawn to. I have the facts to prove it. I have the experience to prove it. And I say that humbly because there was a point in time where I was trying to be someone else. I'm not going to deny it, where I thought like being like this youth leader or being like this youth pastor would get me the success. And then one day I had my come to Jesus moment and Holy Spirit said, but that's not you. You don't even talk like that. Like, you don't even dress like that. Like, what are you doing? And so I had a come to Jesus moment and I had to say, you know what? I'm going to show up as Marisha with my glitter, with my tennis or my heels, depending on how I feel, with my red hair and my hoops and my lipstick. That you wouldn't think I'm supposed to wear in church. And whether you like it or not, that I have 2 or 3 piercings, you're gonna have to get over it. But I'm coming as me. And truth of the matter is, that's what God asked for. He says, I seek the worshiper. I'm looking for the one who's not only in spirit, but is in truth. We need to stop lying.
Man.
We need to stop pretending. And I find that that's not just a problem in the body of Christ. It's a problem in our nation and in humanity at large. A lack of identity. I can't be the best version of myself or walk in my purpose or calling if I'm too busy trying to mimic someone who I think I want their success when God has given me my own audience, my own purpose, my own calling, my own journey to my own level of greatness. Every single individual human on this earth has their own audience that they've been called to speak to and to reach or impact in some way, shape, or form. And if you are so busy trying to duplicate someone else, you could never authenticate your true journey.
Absolutely. If you are trying your best to be somebody else, who's going to be you? Who's going to walk your path? Who's going to win your race? Who's going to help you to do what God has called you to do in the earth? Everyone, as Marisha said, has been given a mandate, a thing to accomplish in this earth. And you have been wasting time trying to be them. She's not saying to you, don't pick up the good habits of somebody else. No. Don't rely on the instruction and the counsel of the wise around you. But when you're trying to be them instead of just trying your best to be the better version of you, that is not going to work out. As we quickly wrap up this segment, ladies, I want to talk to you about burnout in work. As leaders, as millennial leaders right now, when the pressure is always on, the expectation is always very high, how are you handling yourselves? How do you treat you, even as you're doing this work that God has called you to and you've been assigned to?
So there has to be a balance, right? And we talk about work-life balance, but for some people, work-life balance may look like scheduling. Work-life balance may look like blocking out your calendar so you can have some focus time so that you've peopled enough for this time of day, okay? But how I treat myself is how I'm trying to encourage others to treat themselves as well within the organization. So mental health is a thing, just like how you take care of your body, you need to take care of your mind. So if you need to talk to somebody who is a therapist, that's okay. That's that unobjective voice that you may need because, your mommy, your husband, your auntie may have an opinion, but this person doesn't know you from anywhere. Take that time for yourself, right? Or maybe you want to take some time and do the things that you once enjoyed doing and you forgot that you enjoyed doing it and you don't make time to do it anymore. Okay? So whether that's reading that book or taking that walk or taking that trip or just sitting in...
Book the flight.
Catch flights, not feelings.
I can tell you.
Okay? But it's important to do so. You have to schedule out these times for you because, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what's really important. You have to take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Marisha, 60 seconds.
I think the only thing that I can add to that is that you need times of release. A lot of times we pour into ourselves. Great, wonderful. Everything that she said, I totally 100% agree with. But we need to let the pressure off. You imagine a pressure cooker. We're boiling, we boiling, and eventually you get to this place where you feel like screaming. A lot of the crime that we're seeing is people, the pressure has gotten and it's loose and it's whatever. You need to find a place of release. Now, of course, me, church girl, I'm gonna say, go find you a Pentecostal church and shout to the top of your lungs.
Hallelujah.
That's what my suggestion is. But whatever that release looks like for you. Release is so important, and we often ignore how necessary it is for human beings to express their emotions, to get that steam off. So I would say everything that Nadia said, and be intentional to create and establish moments of release.
Yes, be intentional about creating and establishing moments of release. This segment is done. I can't believe how fast tonight is going, but I'm going to ask Marisha to hold on because we're going to come back and talk about a very special event that you'll have coming up next week. I want to thank Nadia and Marisha so much for joining us tonight to really show the human side and the feminine side of millennial leadership. You don't have to be nobody else. Who has God called you to be? Do that. Be that and do that as best you can. Your breakthrough continues right after this break. Stay close.
Did you know you could send a local bank transfer to a $1 wallet? It's the same as sending a transfer to an account at another local bank. Simply use the wallet's 12-digit top-up address as the account number, savings as the account type, Central Bank of the Bahamas as the bank, and $1 as the branch with branch code or transit number 12,000. Don't use urgent or priority delivery. Transfers to $1 wallets are processed through the Bahamas Automated Clearinghouse Network within 1 business day.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rent-A-Kill Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rent-A-Kill Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rent-A-Kill Initial.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I'm so grateful to have some extra time with my good friend, first of all, songbird, prophetess, pastor, minister, all of them. Apostle. Listen, somebody asked me the other day, Marisha, if I'm a prophet, and I don't know how to answer the question. My bishop said to me, Ahmad, you are doing your best to run away from what God is calling you to. But Marisha, I found it I don't know if it's disrespect or if it is me being brazen. To answer the question with a yes. Because I don't know that I am. I do know that when I'm in sessions and I'm in front of an audience, there are times when God says to me, tell her this or tell her that. So I don't know that it's prophetic, but he's saying to me, you need to yield. Let God do his work. You have something incredible, that's a little segue, forgive me. You have something incredible coming up, Marisha, where you are pouring into the youth of this nation.
Yes, sir.
The people who many people around us continue to say are lost, don't know where they're going, don't have no clue, can't lead us, can't do these things, but you decided, no, that's not the truth. The truth is God made them. God created them with something of purpose to accomplish in the earth. But so many people, Marisha, so many young people do not have the voice in their head that's telling them, you are enough. You can do this. I see you.
Yes.
I hear you.
Yes.
Why is it important for you to put on a blaze? And what is a blaze? Tell our audience.
So a blaze is a retreat. We're intentional to call it a retreat. It's not a summer camp, and I want to make sure that that's clear, because what we have found is when we go and we do these intervention programs, we interact with inner city kids and also kids of every walk of life. We find one thing in common. In order to change the way a young person lives life, you have to take them out of their environment and you have to plunge them into a totally different system.
Yes.
And so what the Ablaze Youth Retreat is a plunge, a deep plunge into Jesus.
Yes.
For 12 hours.
12 hours.
12 hours.
And that day, how many days?
So it's 7 days this year. 7 days for 2025.
12
yes.
7 is 90, 82. How much? I feel my door.
Plenty hours, you know. And what we're endeavoring to do this year is we're endeavoring to target some common, I guess you could say, difficulties that we're seeing now with young people. So we were having a conversation, just me and my girlfriends the other day, and I said to them, I'm a girly girl. I have a problem with the fact that fashion now is not making women feminine. That common fashion right now for women, casual, is baggy pants, baggy shirts. Why you look like a dude?
Right.
I have a problem with that. I'm not saying that you can't wear fashion and you can't
express yourself.
You can't express yourself and you can't be current. But we have to be careful stepping into what is now called societal norms, and it's actually eliminating the difference, the beauty in the fact that you're male and I'm female.
Yes.
God created them male and female alike. We're going according to scripture, according to the word of God, and there has to be a separation. While we are, equitable, we're not equal.
Absolutely.
And so it's important for us.
Treat that, tag that, do something with that.
It's important for us as believers to ensure that the Christian church is still saying, listen, no, there's a gift in the man and the woman. They are both necessary, they're both powerful, but they're very different. So we're going to be talking to young people about that. We don't talk to young men about being husbands.
Wow.
We talk to them about being men, about being providers. But we don't tell them, no, you've been created to be somebody's husband. The house band, the thing that's supposed to protect
Preach and hear
the
tonight.
house. And like my pastor, Bishop Denzel Roll, would say, if we don't raise pastors, if we don't raise husbands, we won't have any.
Wow.
We teach young girls how to be wives. But we don't teach boys how to be husbands. So we're going to teach some boys how to be husbands.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to be talking about financial literacy and budgeting. We're also going to be having conversations about emotional intelligence. Crime right now, at its root, at its core, is emotionally ignorant people who don't know how to handle their current situations and circumstances. Yes, finances have a big role to play in that. So this retreat is endeavoring to answer some questions and to also prevent some things from happening. So we're beginning on Monday, the 23rd of June, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily at Club Crush Atlantis. We end on Sunday, the 29th with a huge party. I'm so excited. It's $200 to register per teen. They're getting 3 meals a day plus snacks. They're also being bussed over to Paradise Island from the C.H. Reeves Auditorium. And we are so excited for this week that's just ahead. We can't wait.
What would you say to the child who wants to go but doesn't have the resources, and or the parent who feels like this is just not a Christian, some other little scheme or some gimmick to get my children out to do whatever? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, to that parent, you cannot feed a teenager 3 meals a day, 7 days a week for no $200 plus snacks.
I can tell you.
You can't give them no movie. You can't give them all the different amenities that they're gonna get. They're gonna get a little cup, a little mug, some gifts, some prizes, dessert. You can't do that for $200.
I can tell you now.
Nowhere
You've been in the budget this morning and spent $800 and ain't no cream and no meat yet.
To that parent who is skeptical, this is a steal of a deal, and we thank God, and we're so grateful to our donors who are making this possible. That's the first thing. The second thing, to that young person or even that parent who may be saying, I can't afford, please still register your child. We have persons who are sponsoring, and sponsors have been coming in daily. And so we want you to register. If your child is registered, we're going to give you a contact where you can say, hey, my child is registered, but they need a sponsor, and we're going to do our best to assign a sponsor to your child. So that number to contact is 242-825-LIFE, 825-5433. Again, 825-5433 for more information on the Ablaze Youth Retreat.
This is something we want to highlight because, Marisha, so many people around our nation are continuing to condemn our young people with the words we speak. We continue to pour death into our children versus life into our children. And you have a responsibility to speak life into the people you brought into the world.
Amen.
You have a responsibility to show them what they've never been shown before. You have a responsibility to put them in rooms and in positions to cause them to be better versions of themselves. Marisha, this is kingdom work. This is God ordained. God bless you for taking this on.
Thank you, sir.
This is naughty 7 days, 12 hours for the... Some of y'all in here in the last 12 days. And she can sit down for the whole 12 hours in 7. Father, Heavenly Father, right now. Right now, Lord. Do it. Whatever it is for her and them people, do it now.
Thank you, Lord.
Hedge of protection, resources, send extra money.
In Jesus' name.
Just send the money, Lord. Don't hurry with it. Don't think about it. Just send it.
Yes, Lord.
In Jesus' name. Now, I'm in the clip like I'm doing magic, but that's not fast for us, right, Marisha?
I believe God.
God bless you. God bless your ministry. God bless your mission. I expect that we're going to have great reports from this. I expect that we're going to see the next Prime Minister and next Governor General from these sessions.
God. Yes, sir.
Because what you are doing is kingdom work, and that's what this country needs right now.
Glory to God.
Register your child. If you don't got the money, go find it because y'all ain't broke. Go find it. You got your hair all do up or your eyelash do. Go find the money for the out of time. I got to come right back. Stay close. We're coming right back. Don't go nowhere.
Mario.
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the Sunshine Room.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
This year, King Door National Parkinson Foundation is taking you back to the old school. With entertainment by TMF, the band formerly known as Maze.
George! Hey, y'all better come on now.
Also appearing will be local artist Plotty and the Naked Eye.
And the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Pop Band.
Save the date, Saturday, June 28th, 2025, Atlantis Paradise Island.
To purchase your tickets, call telephone 428-2588 or visit Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store, Mackey Street.
Abuse, domestic violence, suicidal tendencies. Are you being stressed out from these problems? Call the national hotline at 422-2763 or 322-2763. There are trained social workers available 24 hours to help you. Know that you are not alone in this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is a very special segment this evening because I have my friends in me, y'all. These are my, literally from grade kindergarten. This young lady and I were friends. We've been in each other's lives from then.
Yes.
We went through primary school, high school, and college together. I met Andy and Jonathan as we matriculated into high school. But y'all, we are now the people the people to look to for answers and counsel and next steps. And how does it feel, one, to have gotten to this point? It's been 20 years last Monday. I will celebrate our reunion this coming Saturday, but this Monday gone was 20 years since we walked across that stage at the great, St. Augustine's College. There are two people in this world. Those that went and those that wish they did. However you feel about that is your business. The fact is, the big red machine in the building, and we come and run it down.
That's it.
But y'all, how have we been able to get here? What's been the lessons you've learned? What's the journey been like? Talk to our audience a little bit about what it's meant to you to be where you are now and to go through your journeys as parents, as literally, now I'm gonna turn yet. But all of them got 2 and 3, wow. 2 children each, right?
Yeah.
Talk about that whole experience, being a mother, being a father, being a leader. What's been going on? How's life been?
Yeah, I think the adaptation for going from like line to leader has been easier because I've gone from child to parent.
Wow.
Right? And so I have this person and these people who rely upon me to feed them. They eat multiple times a day, as Marisha said, 3 times a day.
Yes.
Wow, with snacks.
Yes.
But you have to take care of their well-being and you wake up thinking about them before you think about yourself, right?
Wow.
And so it's the same thing in leadership. So you go in and it's not just what you're going to do, but how it impacts the team and the people around you.
Yes.
So I think that transition, being a parent, has really helped me.
Wow. Andia?
Well, I have a story. So I became a teen mom at the age of 18, and my daughter actually graduated from high school last week, Thursday.
Wow.
So on me celebrating my 20th year anniversary from school, she was actually graduating.
Wow.
So my story is one where a man, God knows your story, right? And he will turn your pain into purpose. And so my daughter is a living testament of that, right? And what I will say is, on this journey, you're gonna get rejection. I will tell you, even as a young girl and, you know, as an adult, you will face moments of rejection. But when I look at it, each rejection that happened in my life, it redirected me to something else. I didn't see it at the time, but it took me to another door that God had especially for me. So it won't be a perfect world that you come into when you graduate from school. You are gonna have moments where you say, well, someone is gonna tell you no, or the door is gonna get closed. But we come from SAC and we're God children, right? And one thing I can tell you, when people see me, they say, what school you been to? SAC, eh? And I say it with my chest wide open. Yes, right? I went to SAC. But I want for, you know, viewers, anybody watching this, to be encouraged. You can make it. You will get rejected. It's gonna happen. But be resilient and push through.
Excellent. Jonathan, I remember it was in 70. And we was running around in Miss Poitier classroom.
Yes.
And we get catch and she beat me on my thumb. And my thumb swell up. But now we are young men who are leading organizations. You're leading your family. You are the helm of something historic in our nation at NAD right now. What's been your journey? What's been your lesson? What's been your experience?
I guess talking a little bit about family first. I have a young family. My wife and I have been together for 6 years. We have two young kids, 9 and 3, going on 33. But for me, becoming a parent, I think, has given me, I already believe that God had me in this for a reason and for a purpose. And I think that purpose and finding your purpose is so important, because when the days get hard, because they will,
They will.
you will have that purpose to drive you and to keep you going. Because if it's not your purpose, you could quit for every time, right?
Yes,
And so
yes.
you need that purpose, but even more so, I think having kids has sort of solidified my purpose, because I want to leave something greater for them. Like when my kids get older, this is their Bahama land. This is, like, I'm already thinking this is what they're going to grow up to. So what am I doing to help prepare my children to come into this and to succeed, right? So having that family and, you know, working through that has been tough at times. I'm not perfect in the sense of, you know, we have demanding jobs, and so trying to find that balance of being at home enough, spending time with the kids, but also, Nadia said she had kids at work, and I have a big team at work too, and demands a lot of your time, and so I feel ultimately very responsible. There's a weight on my shoulders that I'm always trying to make sure that I do right by them, support them, give them what they need to succeed. But it's trying to always constantly find that balance, and it's a work in progress. I won't say that I've figured it out fully, but it's something that I'm just mindful of and that I continue to work on throughout my career and my family life.
One thing that stands out to me about the three of you, and I've watched you as we've grown and matured and become who you are today, you each have a level of decency and humanity that's innately in you. Why is that important in leadership? Why is it important to be a human being first versus just performing because of the title? Why has that been your method and your way of doing leadership? Anyone can answer.
So I'll say, we have children, right? And one day, our children are going to be either working for themselves or working for someone else, right? And so what I've realized is, you're gonna have some times where you don't have the perfect leader. No leader is perfect, right? So when you work with persons who may not have your same perspectives, and that will happen, you can still work together to have a good relationship, right? And that is very important. So I kind of lead with that understanding with, hey, these are people we're dealing with. And I treat people how I want to be treated. And that same mantra, you know, it's having that conversation with my team to also apply to our clients. So when we say we can call a client back, we call in a client back, right?
Yes,
And your show said the other day, if you do something, if you don't do something, if
your
what you
actions
say,
and your words so much is lie.
correct.
Story over.
And so, Ahmad, like what you say you're gonna do, you have to do,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And I would just say, like, that's how I lead, and how I want to be treated. That is how I treat other people. And so it's a journey where it even causes you to reflect and say, even if you did something, you say, boy, I wonder if I could have done that differently, right? It's going to be a constant journey of reflection, but that journey of reflection allows you to zone in and see, how do I continuously grow?
But I think also just building on that, you know, for far too long, the leadership, maybe before us, you know, it was always, I say what we should do, and that's it. There was no conversation about it. You know, even as kids when we were growing up, your mommy come and say, well, I should say do that. And you won't say something back. And if you say something back, you might have had a slipper coming at you, right? And so we have to remind ourselves that we're working with humans. They have different perspectives, they have different emotions. And sometimes it's just as simple as checking in with your team, because something might have happened at home that they might be bringing into work, you know? So how's the family doing? Is there anything I can support you on? That might mean the world to them, and that builds that trust.
Absolutely.
And they will go that extra mile for you just because you show that you've cared.
Right. And it goes back to relationships, right? So you treat people, again, how you want to be treated.
Yes.
I lead people how I want to be led, right? And leadership is not just in the workplace. I'm going to be led in the church. I'm going to be led in any other interaction in civic or whatnot. So you want to make sure that you have a legacy where your interactions and the relationships that you have, you don't have a bunch of burnt bridges in the back of you, but you're building bridges, different communities each time, every step that you take, right? So for me, it's really about respect and empathy and God's love, all of that stuff.
Yes. These are characteristics, ladies and gentlemen, that you won't find in a textbook, you won't find in your company's manual. These come from how you were raised, who you are as a person, the values you put into the forefront, the things you hold dear to you as an individual. And I'm so grateful, I'm so honored, I'm so proud of y'all, man.
We proud of you.
Thank you. This is, to me, it's a testament to becoming who you want to become.
Yes.
Because whether you had that child at 18, whether you were, whether we were just running up and down and being silly in primary school, whether you you learn leadership from leading your family, it doesn't matter your background, your circumstance. The fact is, if you want to and you do, you will.
Yes.
Right? This just show tonight, ladies and gentlemen, has warmed my heart, because I've literally been talking to my friends. We've been catching up. We've been touting our horn as big red machinists. And we mean that. And if you feel so kind of way, what to do is the number on your phone, they call JESUS. Just call him. He's answer the phone every evening. You ain't got to worry about him. He always gets an answer. If you want to go back in time, he can't. You send your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren to Slack next time. Everything cool. But I do want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because I believe we are an example of what real leadership looks like. Leadership does not have an age limit or an age cap. There is no ageism when it comes to real leadership. If you're going to lead, do it with respect, do it with dignity, do it with integrity, and always say what you're going to do and then do what you said you would do.
Yes.
It has been my pleasure to welcome you here to the Rundown on Leadership. Another time you had to come together to run it down and demonstrate human leadership. The real stuff of leadership, not that headline stuff with a LinkedIn bio, the thing that really matters. People-driven leadership, respectful leadership, dignified leadership, integral leadership. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to share with you one more time. I invite you to stay close to the Bahamas tonight, to ZNS, because the Bahamas tonight is one of